Okay. This is our first episode of Litterbox Drama. Look at, there's our logo. We have one.
Good night.
Well, I was saving ink.
Because we use our money to fix cats.
We use our money to fix cats, not for colored ink. And also this didn't even copy straight on here. It's skewed. Thought we'd start out today by sharing with everybody how we each first got into rescue. And Kayla volunteered to go first.
Thanks. That's what I needed. Okay. Well, 9 years ago, I was scrolling social media because that's what we do. And an old coworker found a kitten, and they watched it for a few hours, and mom never came back, and the kitten still had the placenta and umbilical cord attached. And so I said, I've never done this before. Why not? So I went and picked it up and watched a whole bunch of kitten lady videos and took the one home, and thankfully it survived.
Rehomed it unfixed.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
We all did that.
But I also got the siblings to it 4 weeks later, and so let's put this out there that my aunt adopted all three, and even though they left my care unaltered 9 years ago, I verified every single one of them got fixed. Now I know better. I'm older and wiser, maybe. So bottle babies are kind of my joy, and they're tough. I've lost some, but kind of got me into it, and I've done it every year since then. So yeah. I guess it's your turn.
Oh, me.
Jackie.
I bought a cat from Tara. And then I bought 2 cats from Tara.
How dumb are you?
Oh, man.
And then after I bought the second one, Tara was like, you should foster some. So that's how I met Wanda. Fostered Wanda and her litter. And then about the time the fires were happening, I too was on social media scrolling everything, and everybody kept tagging Tony Ray.
Yeah.
And I barely knew her from previous part of my life and my sister on the racetrack. And I was getting irritated because everybody's taking this woman who's literally driving Tara's truck into the fires. She's literally out saving people's cats and animals and being a superhero way up in the mountains. And people are tagging her 50 times a day to go out River Road and scan a cat. And I was like, this is stupid. How much does a scanner cost? So I paid way too much money for a scanner. Then started driving around scanning cats. And then and then you get cats because you scan them, and then people don't know what to do with them, so then you get them, and yeah, that's how. And then it sounds great, you progress into this amazing thing, but it just kind of goes downhill. It's downhill from there.
Yeah. And so is your house.
And so is your house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And your emotions,
and
and your
time,
stress levels, and your
your bank
time,
And your money.
your bank account. Yeah.
And your furniture.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I don't have any.
I don't have a couch.
I brought my outside couch inside last weekend to use in the house because it can get wet. So if anything bad happens, I can just hose it off. That's normal. That's not how normal people live.
No, you just have to
But I
think
think the part of that that's important that people don't realize is we get stuck with the crap ones.
Yeah, we don't get to
when they
keep
get
the
returned
cute.
because they have behaviors, and when they get returned because of this, or
When
somebody
somebody
dumps it somewhere.
Yeah, when somebody calls and says, this cat poops all over the house, I don't want it anymore.
We don't.
I don't either.
what
What am I
the time we
supposed to
take it.
do with this? And then we have to take it back because it was one of ours that we adopted out, so we're kind of stuck.
Or
So-
people ask for help with the
Well-
poopy cat or the pee cat
Yeah.
or the mean cat, and then they're like, well, I guess I'll just dump it.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, that's emotional blackmail. And we fall for it because we don't want them dumped.
But my problem is some people are fantastic, and they reach out and say, hey, here's the issues we're having. What do you suggest here? Or you get that, or you get people that are like, oh, it's doing this, take it back.
Yeah.
And they give it no opportunity. They ask for no guidance, and
Right.
that's probably one of the frustrating things that we deal with is people not actually giving it a chance and emailing us or reaching out 1 day later. Oh, they're not getting along. Well, yeah, it's only been
Well,
1 day.
And also, why are you letting them even interact? Because we told you not to do that too.
Decompression.
There's no reason that those two cats should even know each other exist yet.
Mhm.
So that's
I think I derailed the conversation, which is
That's
always
okay.
what happens. You didn't get to introduce yourself.
So I was thinking about it, and I think I mean, I've always had cats except for the 10 years that I made that really bad marital mistake. But I think that I picked up the actual rescue part on Wendling Road. And that's way out, which is a bummer, in Marcola. And I had a listing out there, and I can't remember if the kitten that I caught was on that property or the adjoining property that was also a total crap hole. But I can't even remember. I think this is my friend Kim's first Siamese that she got from us. Is it Azul?
Thanks, Jim.
Maybe. He had a tick. It was traumatic for me. It was really scary. I didn't like it. But there were kittens there, and I got one of them, and I don't even remember the whole thing, but because I can't remember yesterday. But I had to keep driving out there, and I was not happy with it. And I had my Honda Pilot back then.
Your favorite car?
My favorite car in the whole world. I miss it so much. And Jim came with me, and he told me I'd be a terrible fisherman. And I was like, well, that's great, but we're on land, so what does that do? Anything? And then he explained to me that meant that I had no patience. And so I was like, well, we already knew that.
Yeah.
So trapping cats, I mean, that was 10 years ago probably. And at that point in time, I knew trapping was not, I was not going to, you just can't. I just can't. It's so horrible. So that's why Jackie traps, but she's really good at it, but I'm not. So anyway, I finally got the cats. I think there were 3. And I know that Kim took one, and I don't even remember what happened to the other 2. I know I adopted them out unfixed.
Yeah, see, I'm not the only one. Hey, we all have our story, Jackie. Scout had babies in my house.
Yeah. And then I just got like a couple more, because my job, and I'll find them. And so throughout the next few years, I found some. Then we bought the pet store. And this lady came in and was like, there's like all these cats at my house out here. And we got 90 from that one property that year. And almost all of them were black or tuxedo. It was...
Is that where Frat Ellie came from?
No. That's where I got Lacey, though. My cat, Lacey. Yeah, and her neighbor would like put the cats in cages together, males and females, to make sure that they got pregnant, and then would just release them.
Gosh.
She was a total psycho.
Wow.
So we cleaned that
That's a
up.
whole new level.
Yeah, we got over 90 cats. We got distemper. We commingled. We did everything wrong. And I still have Lacey, though, 9 years later. But that was my first big one. Took probably a good year to get those kittens all adopted out, I would say. Jim's like, I don't know. Jim's off screen. Jim's like, I don't know. Yeah. So that was how I started. And then we opened the cattery at the pet store, and we've adopted out, I don't even know.
Many.
Yeah, Jim, do you know our last count?
We were
Before?
close to- well, we also fixed and did some TNR too.
Yeah,
So we were easily over 800
just by ourselves.
Wow.
by ourselves.
Okay, well then that would be a good thing, is how the 3 of us are now, because obviously we all started by ourselves, and then now we are a 3-member board.
Yeah.
And so how that happened for me was that I was doing fine on my own, sort of, but I don't like paperwork, and the state decided that they were going to start punishing people doing good deeds by having a animal rescue entity license. So we have to be licensed, and they used to come to our facility and review our paperwork once a year, but now they just take our money and don't even do that. And I was sucked at paperwork. I resisted having the license. I finally got it. I knew I was a mess. And then Jackie came in one day, and I think you must have had one of your binders for a feral colony.
My redwood binder.
Yeah. She has some.
I love that binder. No, but I can bring it one time.
Yeah, she's got binders. And I was like, this
We did a file
lady,
cabinet.
she knows how to do some paperwork. And then we kind of just,
It just kind of fell into play because there's only so long that you can do it by yourself.
Yeah.
Because now there's so many rules with asking for donations and
well,
everything
that's all
else.
because of the stupid state, the animal rescue entity. There's
Yeah.
all these stupid rules.
Well, and now, we did that. We became a 501c3 because, I mean, it's very expensive.
It's time
And
consuming.
before we did that, it was a lot of our own money. And so, yes, we still spend some of our own money, but thankfully we've started to grow enough that we do get the donations that help us do the TNR colonies and keep our doors open.
Mm-hmm.
And by doors, I mean,
So
Foster's
people
doors,
are-
our
yeah.
doors, the cattery.
Yeah. It's not unlimited though. I mean, I think that's important to note.
Yeah.
That if 12 people break an ankle,
I did that a few years ago.
How many do you think we've
Right.
done?
So
I've
don't
got-
worry,
I'm-
guys. We're real professionals here.
but
Oh yeah, lift it up, huh?
So how many do you think? Because I don't. This doesn't have all of our big projects. I mean, I honestly think that we're probably at
That could be
close
enough.
to 200. I would say
Just sticky residue. Oh, that's perfect actually. Look at that.
212 so far.
something like that. Two something. Two low end 2.
Not to mention.
Oh, that was the oh, that was the foam. It was real strong. Oh,
It's strong. Sorry.
that's good. I've got no. We're good. We're
She's washing out the fancy coffee with the marshmallow protein drink.
Jetpack marshmallow.
Jetpack.
Just dump it in
We were
your
talking
coffee.
about broken ankles, which I did 3 years ago to myself and my leg. That was great. But we were talking about how the money exists, but then like something tragic happens, and you know the adoption fees never cover the cost that we put into the cats overall. I mean, every now and then we get really lucky and one comes in fixed and we just adopt it out. We're like, you know, but that is not normal. So I think one of the things that people don't always understand is how much it costs to do this stuff. So we were just writing a list of the stuff that we've done this year. We've done 8 dentals, and those are about at the bottom is $500, so that's $4,000. We've had 2 eye removals, which
Run about 350 to 400.
so let's say 700. We're gonna go low, and 4.
Inoculations.
I thought it was
No,
entropion.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
iotropians. Yes, you're right.
What is that?
Yeah.
It's the eyelid. When the so I like this because it's when the tomcats, when their cheeks get so big, it pushes their eyes up and it causes their eyelids. This is how doctors have explained it. Causes their like eyes to puff up, which means their eyelashes then are irritating their eye. So she like pulls them like, oh, it's like plastic surgery. She like tapes their eyes down and then they slice the. I got a picture of it if anybody wants it. I was there for Big Gulps Devil. Yeah, but then they like slice that bottom layer off the eye and then it heals and then it doesn't irritate anymore.
Those are a couple $100 each.
And
Yeah.
neutering them doesn't make that just go away on its own.
No.
No.
Well, we've had Reginald 3 years and his
He's
cheeks
so handsome.
just went away. Like he looks like he's taking an Ozempic right now. Like he went from sexy big cheek to like
I need
he
you.
is fit.
I
and
need
like,
you to ask him what he's been doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
it's Ozempic or Wegovy or that new
Yeah.
Zeppa, whatever. Did you say 200 each?
Yeah.
So that's
Give or take.
$800. And then we had 1 leg amputation,
Oh, great.
which was 5.
Yay, Greeby.
Yeah.
And Green Bean got adopted.
And
immediately
500
after
was a
because
screaming deal.
people love tripods. So we are at 47, 57, 55, $6,000 in like
Those
15 cats.
surgeries.
Those are the ones I remember.
Yeah, those are
Those are quick
yeah.
quick glance at. And I'm sure there's more that if I did a
So
thorough.
And if the adoption fees don't already cover the cat.
Yeah, so then where
No.
does $6,000 come from?
Yeah, because our adoption fee's $200
Yeah.
for 1 cat. Sometimes we do specials where they're a little less, or we do a duo.
2 for special.
Yep,
Well-
occasionally, but
When Flank got adopted, I tried to rip her off. I asked her for $200. And she was like, no, it's supposed to be 100. I'm like, oh, all right, okay, whatever. So this year compared to last year, we've done less. It's been a really bad year in a lot of ways for a lot of businesses.
we've also focused a little bit more on TNR and stuff like that this year too.
Yeah.
Because if we don't fix them, we're just repeating cycles constantly. I mean, we are anyway, but
Yeah. Because people are stupid and we're stupider for cleaning up the mess they make. That's a segment coming up someday. This year we have fixed 309 cats and we have 6 weeks left in the year. Last year we did 425, so we're quite a bit off.
we did. But again, we did more medical this year.
We
We
did.
did leg amputations, eye removals. Not to mention, we just pulled on another eyeball kitten that will be removed.
Did we count that orange boy that went to that one place that we won't mention, where they didn't put dissolvable stitches in and told us to put it back outside immediately? Did we include that in the eye removal, or was that last
No,
year?
because his eye was removed before we got him, so we didn't pay for that.
Okay.
That was already paid for.
Okay, so we have adopted out 333 cats this year. Last year, full year, we did 406. And then our TNR number last year, we have 126,
which I think is a little bit off. I
Yeah,
think we
that's
missed
not
a few,
enough.
but
yeah.
212 this year so far,
Yeah.
give or take.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so,
Yeah. We've done some bigger projects that are in the 10 to 20 and 40.
what's the biggest one we did this year?
This year, 31. Well, we've done the trailer park, which we've been over 70 cats there, and we have at what's her name's house, spot 27. Pink Eye House. Pink Eye House.
Pink Eye.
Pink Eye House.
We got Pink Eye.
With a name.
Pink Eye.
We are not going to exploit her name.
No.
But
Can we just call her She Devil?
we can't. One of the Fosters named their kittens Hansel and Gretel because they came from her house.
She Devil equals number 27.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we've pulled over 70, or we've fixed over 70 at the trailer park.
And
We've
that's still
adopted
more.
out like 15 of them.
Mhm.
Several litters of kittens are still currently in foster.
Yeah.
Of the 6 that we pulled and did TNR on this weekend, I went to take the first car load back and they cried. And that's how we got more because they cried.
They cried.
True feral cats don't cry.
They don't cry, they are
And
silent.
the ladies of the clinic were like, we could touch them, and then Tara could touch them, and so there's 3 currently in the cattery. One's going to foster tomorrow.
But they're already lounging. They're
Yeah,
more.
they're
They're out
not
there
even
more than
hiding.
some of our.
But
Other
we
ones
still
have been
have, I think there's about 11 still that I've seen outside, and I'm told she has a litter or 2 inside. So we're looking at another 20-ish from her place alone. And then Jenna, who lives on the opposite end of the park, who's a pet store customer and has been helping with trapping, said just in the last like 3 weeks, which lines up with when number 27 was not allowed to feed anymore or was told not to, like that crap show went down. Jenna has mentioned that there's like an upkick of like everything
They're
that she had done in
exploring.
her yard is now like, there's newbies. So the food is less on that end, so now they're starting to spread. So I imagine over time they will start to find little pockets and we'll do some more. But
How much do you get as a rescue for TNR?
The return is a big rocking zero.
Zero.
So why would you do it?
To prevent more problems later, because fixing one right now prevents 4 from being blocked on our doorstep in 6 months. And who knows, and if it was just 4 really cute kittens, that would be great. But, you know, if is it 4 kittens with Pan Luke? Is it 4 kittens with Giardia?
It's
Oh.
okay. Go.
These are the they can't be left attended. I'm sorry, I brought them. These are Lyric's children. Lyric has lived on West 11th and he eats at 5 of my feeding stations. No clue where he's at on any given day. He just shows up. But these are his kids because they're right in the middle of his stomping ground, which means that's why we TNR. Because had I been able to trap him in the last 2 years,
You guys wouldn't be born.
these guys wouldn't exist.
Which are cute.
Yeah. So.
And had these guys not been trapped,
Nope.
what are they? Are either the black ones
2
boy?
girls and a boy,
Plus one. That's
plus their
still-
mom. So
There would have
yeah.
been another 20 within 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Well,
Yeah.
what people don't really, and I don't know, they probably do. I don't know that they can get pregnant as young as 4 months old, and so
Oh, their mom is a child.
and
Yeah.
you know, if you go to an average vet, they don't want to fix them until they're 4 to 6 months old,
Mhm.
which is really rough. And you know, I would love to be able to wait to 4 to 6 months old, but you
then nobody
can't.
would want to adopt them.
But no, it's harder to get them adopted. And I can't do a contract with you to go take them in and get them fixed because honestly,
It's not gonna happen.
I don't trust it. And what kind of recourse do we actually have if all of a sudden they don't fix it or that cat gets out or
Well, what if our recourse was, and okay, so this would be the only recourse is, and then if the people actually complied, would be that they would give us those kittens. Oh, hooray! That's just what we wanted.
No.
4, 5, 6 more
No, no.
kittens.
no,
No.
they would give them away for free.
Yeah.
You know, and that's I think we keep derailing. It's squirrel moments, but I think one of my frustrations is when people reach out for help. All of a sudden, we'll post, we'll look for a foster, we'll finally have somebody say yes, I'll take them, and we get everything set up, and they're like, great, we gave away 2 of the kittens, you're welcome.
Yeah.
No,
we're not happy
now
about
I'm not going to help you because we are an all or nothing. Like
Yeah.
we'll even I would say 9 times out of 10,
We'll
we're
fix them all
going to
for
fix
free.
them on for free,
Which is the pet.
which is their pet usually. But the deal is that mom has to get fixed, and we get
all the
all the
babies.
kittens. And if you give a couple away for free, I don't want to help you now because you just made my problem that much harder.
And I love it. People think that we're being
Rude.
greedy or something. Because we want all those babies to make. No, we don't actually want any of them.
I don't want
We
any
don't
of
even like them, and nobody wants them. And now we only have 2 instead of 4, and now those other 2 are maybe gonna go have babies. I don't know.
And my thing is like, I don't mind if you want a friend to adopt them. Like, that's great.
Send them our way.
Send them our way and have them pay the adoption fee. It's not, if you think about the cost that they're going to pay to take that cat in somewhere to get it fixed, especially if they decide to go to a regular vet, they're going to pay a whole lot more. $200, we're not even recouping cost with how much we pay to spay and neuter, get them vaccinated, food, litter, toys, beds, all of those things. We don't recoup money. People think that we're raking in the cash because of our adoption fees. We're not.
Or when one of them gets sick, or we bring one home and we don't know it's sick.
Yeah.
I have
Which happens all the time.
Veronica. Her eye at home is just disgusting. You know, Flynn and Ronan are still sick. Boo is still sick. Laura's breathing. I mean, you know, I bring one kitten home, and then all my adults are sick for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And so then we have to get. I don't know how much we spent on zithromycin this week.
Yeah.
Well, and
A
we
lot.
have numerous.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. I was going to say we have numerous fosters who are gracious and buy the food and litter.
Oh yeah.
But I still, if I was to like count all the cats we have and try to keep track, I tried to track it one week. Between our ferals and our rescue cats that we buy the food for, which is probably 40 of them have fosters that, 40 of the kittens probably have fosters that pay for it. It's over $300 a week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's even more during kitten season because they're all
That's just
scarfing
food.
down the web. Yeah, that's just
And
food.
all of our
That's
cats
not
are indoor
litter.
only.
Yeah.
So let's
Yeah.
talk about litter then too.
Well,
yeah. That's gross.
Was it last adoption event? We had a new foster, and she didn't have a litter box or a litter scoop. She needed a tunnel.
Nothing.
Like I wanted to set her up with all the things to go with the kittens.
Yeah.
And like when we rang it up, I was like $94, and I was like, "That's $94 at the pet store where we got a good discount." And I was like, "That's 3 kittens, $94." Like,
Yeah.
There's $30 a cat.
and that's $30 a
Right off the
cat,
top.
and that's gonna be gone in
And what do
a
we pay to
week.
spay a female now?
We pay
Our
$120.
price is
Our
$120.
price is $120, but then you also have the microchips, the rabies that
Rabies,
aren't
the
included in that
FDRC.
because we pay for that separately. And
Okay,
they
so
do
we've
it for
got
us.
$120 for a spay. How much is our chip?
5 to 10.
So let's say 5.
Oh,
will be-
our microchips, we have the more expensive ones, so they're like $9 a pop, 9 to 10, depending.
That's
on-
crazy. By the way, that's $9. That's like so cheap. Okay, so we've
Yeah.
got 120 for a spay, 9 for a chip. What was rabies?
Hold on.
Rabies are.
And I'm just gonna go low, like the lower end of everything, so
Yeah.
that we're not
Um,
exaggerating any numbers.
Well,
15?
we're able to get a discount on our rabies if we buy them in bulk. So
Yeah.
we can't buy
How
like
many per tray do you order?
$10, 60 or 50. I don't know.
Okay, so that's
I don't know.
something.
I think we're paying about $15 per rabies.
That's something that we're able to do through the spay and neuter clinic that we use.
Yeah.
Is we buy trays of vaccines on our
And
own.
they stay there.
And they stay there, and they inject them for us for a fee or not.
If the cat's already there under
Right.
if it's there for its spay package,
They just
it's
do it for
included.
us,
But
yeah.
when we bring them
Of
in
course, yeah.
afterwards, it's $10 to pay for the vet fee.
And then we have snap testing. We do snap
Oh, yeah,
tests
how
on
much is
some
that?
of them. Those are about $30 a pop.
So
Yeah.
could we say that it's like $10 per cat since we do one per litter for a snap test? Or what percentage of them get?
It's usually any adults
Right, all
and
adults.
one baby.
And we usually pick the weakest.
Yeah,
we try to pick the weakest.
I'm
of
just gonna
six
put
to
10,
eight.
assuming there's 3 per litter, but there's always more, so it would be less, but then we have all the adults as well. So.
Yeah, every adult gets.
Okay, so 120, 130, 145, that's $154 just for
That's
the-
assuming they're all healthy.
Yeah,
and,
this
like,
is just to fix them, get their vaccines, hold on, vaccines.
FDRCP.
Yeah, how much are those?
$5.12 a pop, and
So we do at least
And
2
they-
rounds.
we at least do 2 rounds.
So
They
we're
get
up to
here long enough. They
164.
get 3 or 4.
They get 1 to 3, depending on how long they've been in our care.
So
and what
164.
ponies are.
So when we just raised our adoption fee, what were we at? We were at
We were
150.
150.
We were
And-
losing
and-
money.
Oh yeah,
Assuming that
we're-
nothing went wrong.
Yeah, but and then you run into the fact of like even half the time we're not charging I mean, our adoption fee is $200, but because we're getting older kittens and the adoption numbers are not, as high, we're half the time letting them go for $150, or a pair we're getting 2 for $300, and so I hate doing that. But also, the longer they stay in our care, again, that's more money for litter, for food, for
Molly's had her litter of 5 or 6 from number 27 since they were tiny babies. So we have been sending her with weekly litter and food, and they're now 6 months old. And so, you know, that's where it starts to add up. And then now is when we start going, well, if we discount them a little bit, then we can move them along. But then we're still losing.
Well, and we're not even, and you know, I mean, Shad made a post the other day. Is we're not. There used to be a season. Like you used to have kittens during the warm seasons, and now
What are these things,
we're in
3,
November, and
4
those are
weeks?
4 weeks old.
Our Tanny Street property has a pregnant cat right now.
Oh, for goodness.
So there is no kitten season. It's
Yeah.
all year round anymore. So the rescues, we're not getting reprieve
We used to
time
have,
anymore.
what, a 4-month break?
Yeah, give or take. You didn't really see a whole lot between October
I mean, we will
and
have
just
a massive
January,
slowdown.
February.
I mean, obviously, we haven't had new babies for,
Yeah, it slows down.
and then pregnant moment
We
team.
have new babies. Like we have a bunch that are 3 or 4
3 or
weeks
4
old.
weeks old. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we haven't got a call
Nothing's
about
been
big
born in the
bodily
last
disease.
month or so.
But
we
last
know.
year, last fiscal year,
Remember.
July to June of last year, we had kittens born in our care every single month.
Ugh, gross.
Or they were brought into our care being born that month. Like we
Ugh.
didn't just let a bunch have babies. But if someone called us in December and said my cat had kittens,
Well,
we took them.
okay, so now I mean, let's talk about. I mean, nobody loves the subject. Spay abortion.
It's a tough subject.
It is a tough subject.
We've
But-
had people not give us their cat to fix because of it.
Yeah, and
And actually now we have those kittens. And we're fixing the parents.
Well,
and we're fixing the
okay,
parents for
so
free last
but
week.
let's.
Next
I mean, I personally, over the years you get a little bit better with kind of getting an idea of how far along you think they are.
Yeah.
And you know, we have the vet look at them when we bring them in. Like, I don't want to spay abort if they're in, let's say, the last trimester of what a cat is pregnant for. Like, I don't think I could do, if I think they're due in the next week or 2, I don't know if I could personally do it.
Science question. What is the gestation period for cats? Is it 8 weeks?
63, 65?
64
8 days. 8 weeks, I mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so,
Yeah.
you know, if,
Last 2.5. Yeah, the last couple weeks.
and you can tell when they're getting closer
You can see
based
it
on
wiggling.
their body.
You can see them wiggling when
and
they're really there.
So if they're early enough on, there's so many.
If you got knocked up last night,
yeah,
they should make, what are those things called that women can take the next day?
Plan B.
They should make Plan B for cats.
Are you gonna sit out there watching? Procreate?
No, we'll just be grinding it up and putting it in their food just in case. You're all having abortions every day.
But that's hard, and I know people. You know, that's a hard subject, but. There's just so many, and unless you want to foster and open up your home and your time and your pocketbook, that's our option. Our option is.
But it's not that simple either, though, because just if somebody, let's say that mom had 5 babies, and now those 5 babies are going to take places in the future in a foster home and in an adoptive home, and so.
Well, and let alone especially when they're feral. Feral moms, I mean, they do a lot of the work, but like it's hard for a foster. A lot of people don't want to foster feral moms.
Well, and I have a really hard time. Well, I don't trap, but here's another reason I don't trap. Even if I had that cat overnight, putting it back out there, I feel like I'm abandoning it and dumping a cat. So that mom has to stay. That feral mom's going to be removed from her colony for 5 to 6 weeks to wean those babies, and then we just put her back out there. Well, who knows if somebody else has moved back in during that time and taken over her spot, and then does she remember where she? I know, but does she know her home?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not sure I remember.
And it's hard too because with feral moms, you don't want to keep them with babies for 8 weeks because they're mean. They don't want you to touch their babies.
Yeah.
You don't want to come out, and then you end up with unsocial babies, and then those are harder to get adopted. And that means you're not really
kick mom
touching
out
them.
sooner, so you could take her place and socialize them, and that's not healthy for them either.
You know what else I hate? When
I
people
do.
when people take When
got a
people
list.
You got a list.
when people take kittens without waiting for mom or leaving mom behind.
Oh, hey, that's a
Because-
good story.
Yeah, because if not, then I get bottle babies and I get to get up every 2 hours and bottle feed them. It's like having a brand new baby. And do I love them? Because
Nope.
honestly,
Nope.
it's
They all die.
it's hard.
They all die.
And a lot of them do. A
They all
lot
die.
of them do, and not. I think a lot of people can't do that because they can't handle losing them.
I don't think I've had a successful bottle baby since 2017.
Really?
Yeah. Well, because I haven't had a bottle baby for at least 5 years now because I quit. I won't do
You
it.
know what I do? So my next thing to learn is
Tube
tube
feeding.
feeding.
Oh, I could do that.
You gonna teach me?
Sure.
Cool.
It's so easy. It's just like Flonase. You do the opposite hand. It's right hand, left side. Well, it's
Okay.
You
Well,
know,
I would jab that thing's throat and I
So-
would feel terrible. and
you gotta
die.
measure and you gotta take the tube and like
measure
go right here and
yeah.
then take
You
like
have the
on the
patience to do that.
you do it on the outside of their bodies and you Sharpie it
Mhm.
and then you know that that's how far the tube goes and then you just
I've watched videos.
I love tube feeding because
Not it.
it takes a tenth of the time as bottle feeding and I'm like we just
I
hurry
always,
up
I
and
always
go,
end
I'm
up with
gonna go.
scratches all over my arms
I
during
hate it.
bottle kitten season.
I hate
So
it.
here's the thing though is, there's so many people out there that say, I've never done it before, I can't do it, like, you know, all of this.
Oh yeah,
you know
there's a
how,
YouTube video for
you know
that.
how I learned? I watch Kitten Lady videos.
Yeah.
She is how I learned how to do it, and it's sad to say, it's trial and error. It's do it and figure it out, and you either figure out you're really good at it, or you're not. And just like I'm on spicy kittens, I could do them, but struggle snuggles.
Dr. Maddox taught me to tube feed. The veterinarian. Yeah, he said
Next time I have a struggling kitten, I'm coming over.
Oh yeah, it's real easy. So easy. I would bottle feed even 2-week-old babies because that's the other thing about them is they can go.
I got a personal message. From one of your old employees. They found a kitten on 99.
Of course she did. Okay, I'll read it. Good morning. I was on 99 today, which is not a great place to be, and I almost hit a little black kitten. Oh, it's cute. It was in the road. It was in the road. I love black kittens. We managed to avoid the void, that's cute, and got it over to the 24-hour vet in Springfield. It is kind of in rough shape. Cool. Conjunctivitis in both eyes, big deal, and one of them might have to be removed.
Oh, great.
Nice! Yes, that's
Number 3.
Yeah.
If
We've
the
already
kitten
got
can
one.
be released with just meds, it will be coming back to us. Do you have room for a single 5-ish week void with some eye and throat goop? Unknown seconds. Oh, I just started getting a headache right here. God!
But we get 20 of these a
It's
day.
not just do you have room, it's hey, do you want to spend $700 on this kitten that has
But
Also, where do
also,
we put this?
what did I tell you yesterday? You need to message them back and say, hey, I am one of 3.
Email the rescue.
Please email the rescue directly so that the 3 of us can talk about whether we have room,
because we
have
vote.
funds. Because guess what? Our personal cell phone numbers are not for people to reach out to for requests for help. Especially when we're not really, really good friends. If you're an acquaintance, email the rescue. Because then
Unless you're like in my top 5, you shouldn't be texting me about a cat.
yes.
Realtors do it to me all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you never talk to me. You have parties and don't invite me. Like, don't be texting me about 5 semi-feral cats
So
that
am
your
I-
client left behind and then tell me that you can't contribute
Am I
anything.
the realtor that can reach out to you then?
I don't know. I don't know about
Am I
that.
not in your top 5?
I got 2 calls in the last couple months from realtors where people moved and left cats. And you know, they want me to come help with it. It's like, okay, well, actually, the one lady, she took care of it. I think she got them all caught. So that was great because I was like, yeah, I'm not taking feral cats. Sorry.
Oh, we got a request the other day that says, hey, I'm moving. I can't take my cat with me. Can you take it? Okay, move to a place that you can have your cat. You sign up for it. It's your,
Yeah.
a pet is your family.
I just
You can't just
I
ditch
know.
your
Wait,
family.
which is the one that we just got to because they have a 3-year-old now? What was that? Was that you, Shad? What was it?
Clients of mine, yeah.
Oh, never mind.
It's okay. No, they, 15 and 16-year-old cat.
Yeah, and they want to get rid of him because they have a 3-year-old. Or something. I don't know.
So
Get rid of
I
the
live
3-year-old. Why is that complicated?
Or just teach them.
I would
and
rather bottle feed and TNR for a week straight than have a baby human.
learn. Okay, but here's the thing. I've got 2 boys.
Disgusting.
I've been bottle feeding cats and kittens for not cats. I'm not doing that. Bottle feeding kittens for the last like 9 years. Okay, my kids are 14 and 11. They have learned and know how to bottle feed.
Mm-hmm.
Especially my older one. I've got videos of him bottle feeding kittens at the age of like 5.
Almost a heart.
That is a heart. So for the fact that people are saying I can't do this because I have a baby now, or I can't do this because I have a 3-year-old, I'm sorry. Teach them. Teach them to be good humans. Teach them to be help. Teach them to foster. Get a lover of animals. My husband never liked cats before I got to rescue, and now he's always got a pile of them. I know, right? Ask Jackie. Every time there's a video chat, he's got a pile of them on his lap.
I hate these things. I find myself, and I'm sure whoever accesses all of our stuff does too. Like it comes up, and then you get like the little like banner that comes across, and it says, "So I found," and I'm like, "Nope." And then it's like, "I have." Nope. Do you want? Nope. Nope. Like, everything that I got.
Is
And
money.
then sometimes I'm like, maybe this person's
Enlarged
donating
donation.
money, and then I'm like, okay, but
Nope.
and I'm to the point where like I open this one and it's like, well, I now have a child, and I'm like, well, I have 2. And then like, well, my old cat, I'm like, I got 6 that are over 15. So
Well,
what if
that I
I'm
hate
older?
that. Well, I
have
got a
dog.
new cat or a dog, and now my older cat's not happy. Cool. Then get rid of the kitten because he's going to be a lot easier to rehome than your 9-year-old cat that you haven't had a dental on yet.
Well, and you also, why are you rehoming the one that you've had in your house for years?
I don't get it.
And also, did you actually give it enough time?
Right?
Because it can take them 3 or 4 months to get comfortable and build a routine and a pecking order in your house.
We've had the dogs 3 years. No, they're 4. It'll be 4 years next month we've had the dogs. And so some of our cats are 12. We have 10-year-olds, 9-year-olds, 7-year-olds. I think most of our cats are older, except for Jim's
Girlfriend?
Side whore.
Roxanne, who is just a year old, right? Is she a year? Little over
Yeah,
now?
a little over.
She's 2?
Almost.
She's
Oh,
almost
that's
2.
Seville's sister, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Tramp. She,
How do
anyway,
you really feel?
we brought puppies home. And I wasn't worried about puppies because they're puppies and they're little dogs, so it was not a big deal, you know.
They're not
But
little.
well, they were little then. They were like 17-pound puppies.
None of my dogs are 17 pounds.
But
Augie's
then,
130.
you know, when we brought Vivian in, Vivian was 2.5 when we got her, and you know, so I was fostering.
Yeah, there's no, we
That's
let
not
foster
a thing.
failing. That's not a thing.
You don't foster a 4th dog of the same breed that you have 3 of. That doesn't happen.
No.
But anyway, but if she attacked a cat, it would have been a foster. But we brought her upstairs, put her on our bed where we both had control of her, and then we let the cats roam, you know, and you adjust. Now I spent $5,000 having gates built in my mudroom. And it was supposed to be, the bars were supposed to be measured so that a cat couldn't fit through them. However, we underestimated or overestimated the size of a kitten head. So thin kittens can get right through those bars, which we find out every now and then when you hear this massive scrambling in the mudroom and all this noise and then somebody's like bouncing on the pogo stick because they can't figure out how to get back through the bars. So now, I mean, this is how you modify your life. You know, we had these ridiculous expensive gates built so that cats couldn't get into the dog area unattended, and never do the dogs they're never allowed unattended in the house. We have to be there. And now we have little kittens right now. Joey and Ross are there. So you know those trays that go in the crates?
Yeah.
We have one of those at the bottom step leaning like this so that no cats can get the bars and it's too smooth to climb. You know, that's what you do. You don't say, I got a new pet and it's not working.
Well, okay, so I've got Filbert, the foster in my house, and I love Filbert.
He's so sexy.
He does not love my dog,
Big old
and
boy.
my cats don't love each other.
No.
But he's been a foster in my house for what, 9 months at this point?
Almost a year.
And guess what? We figure it out. Have we had a couple squabbles? Yes. But you know what? It's not that bad. It has taken time. But sometimes Augie can walk by without being punched by Filbert. You know, it's fine. They figure it out.
Yeah.
But you have to give it that time.
And you have to make modifications.
Yeah.
You can't just be like,
If you-
oh, I got a new pet and now this old one's not fitting in. Well, no, you have to rearrange some things in your life. Not have living room furniture, gates built, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
zones. We have zones in the house.
Yeah.
Basically, there's kitten zones. There's my office that has semi-feral kittens in it.
We can put those back. Do you need us to come over and grab them and just take them ourselves? Because I know that you
What
don't.
happens if you came home and they just weren't there?
Well, I'd be really worried about where they were.
What if I leave you a note?
I'll leave you
Right.
really good.
Okay. So do you know where my office is? In the house down
Because here's the thing: is we want to save them all. I
Yeah.
wish that we could
Oh my
save them
God.
all.
But the thing about them too is the thing we talk about a lot. These guys have a place to go back to where they're going to be fed. I
Mhm.
mean, so last Saturday, a week ago, we took Mom back, right?
Mhm.
I get this email this long from Dr. Shea this morning telling me about how she has not put her car back in the garage because she can't find Mom. And also, I did volunteer you to go prune all of her hedges on the side of our house. I told her that you loved pruning hedges, and when you get there, pretend that you're at Disneyland. Okay, because she's gonna be real excited about that because her old landscaper quit.
What does the hedges have to do with cats?
Oh, right. So she can't get to the electrical outlet where we want to plug in the outdoor house that we bought
Okay.
because the hedges are there, and she's very unstable walking. I think it's her ankles or
Ankles,
knees.
I
I'm
think
not
it's
sure. Yeah. So that was a problem, and then she's gonna see if a contractor will come and enclose the little alcove that she has because we were just gonna let the cat out, put a heated cat house out there, but now she's like, well, anyway. And then this weekend she opened the back door, and she never saw her go out, so she put food outside and she put food in the garage, and the garage food was eaten in the morning.
Oh,
So
yeah.
the cat's still in
Cat's
there,
in
but
the
she
garage.
doesn't know where she's at, and I'm like, do you want me to come over and crawl around up and down and find her? Because I'm still fairly mobile. So I'll wait to hear for that, and then I volunteered you to do that. I also volunteered to do something else, and I can't remember what it was, but
Yeah.
you'll
You'll figure it out.
you'll find out later.
But sometimes
But the thing is, they've got a place to go back to, and that's
Yeah.
5 kittens that we have in our house that we're feeding, littering, and time resources that I don't believe there's any hope for. Maybe 2 of them.
Well, and it's the other hard part is finding fosters that are comfortable fostering spicy kittens or cats, because there are some that are right on that cusp of when they're trapped where you're like, you know what, this one has a chance.
Yeah.
But the 3 of us don't have time
Well,
to
it
sit
doesn't-
there.
I
and-
can't do it anyway.
Yeah,
It's not my thing.
and that's the same thing for fosters. We can let her know that, and also get the microchip registered just in case she gets out.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we were talking about like the
We-
spicy kittens that are on the edge.
Yeah.
But the other thing about the spicy kittens on the edge is even if you find a home that will adjust, you help them adjust. The problem is when they come to the adoption event, they revert. If they get put in the cattery, they revert.
Mhm.
If they get adopted out of the cattery, they're going to revert. And so then you still have to find an end home that's willing
to put that work
to
in.
put up with it.
Yeah.
And so that's where it's so hard to put them back out in the wild. But if there's a feeder,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm saying these words as I have 5 in my house that I don't want to put back, but that it's just, and if they're not happy,
But they also take up a space for the friendlies, and there's so many friendly ones that it's hard to clog up a good foster with a kitten or a cat that may not ever get adopted or be in our care for 2 years, where that's not fair to them. You have to make that call and put them back within a reasonable amount of time, because that's
if it's a dangerous place, nobody's going to feed them, and there's no, then that's
or
one
if they
thing.
test positive for the
Or
fib,
if they
like
test-
clove,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know.
The Clove ended up being a sexy, handsome
I
boy.
know, but
Yeah.
and
They're getting married.
I know in
We got to plan that
February.
wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you end up that orange boy, Banana Bread. Big orange guy was beating the crap out of everybody out at Lisa's house,
Mhm.
out by Joyce. We trapped a bunch. Some of them were nice, we kept them. Some of them were mean, we put them back. The big orange boy, he was really sexy and into Banana Bread. But he tested FIV positive, but he was a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
But how many have we? Bruce was a fighter, and he's a child in the cattery. Like he
Bruce,
lets the kids.
Leo, Clove. I mean, how many are there?
Yeah.
A lot.
Ghost.
So
Union.
Yeah.
So I selfishly, when
Gregory.
I took my lunch when Banana Bread was getting fixed, and they tested him, and he tested positive. He had some dental work that he needed, and I selfishly thought maybe he could be a Clove or a meat thermometer or any of those. And so I took him home,
Mm-hmm.
and he was he was a jerk. Like sometimes you can tell
Yeah.
that they're just scared. He was an absolute jerk. And on day 6, which was about the time I was like, I need to decide because he has a home. But my decision is not if I'm taking him home. My decision is when am I taking him to euthanize him, because he's mean.
Mm-hmm.
He's demonstrating he's mean to me, and he's not. He had 7 days, so that's not enough to do anything. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
But I knew that if I couldn't make him social, I was going to be putting him down. And then I also was going, well, we just spent $180 on this cat to save him,
Yeah.
when I could have just put him down in that moment and not brought him to my house. And when I was going to bed, he was like rapid breathing, and I was like, what the hell is going on? And so I recorded it. And then I thought maybe he's just stressed about something. And then it woke me up at 2 a.m, and he was still very rapidly breathing. And I was like, okay, you have to go to the emergency vet. Even if it's just to put your ass down, you have to go to the emergency vet. I couldn't get him out of the kennel and I knew he had to go in a trap because he's mean as shit. So I'm trying to get the trap in the kennel, and he's like having a meltdown, which is causing him to like breathe even heavier. So then I was like, okay, I'll try again in a few hours. And then when I woke up at 5, I tried to get him in a carrier, thinking if I get him in a carrier, I can then transfer him to the trap. And he just was losing his mind. And I knew that if he was in respiratory distress, I'm making it worse by torturing him. And so I had to go to work. And so I just covered the kennel with the blanket and was like, okay, he's got fresh food, fresh water, like let him calm down. Came home on my lunch and he was dead. And the vet was like, one of the girls at the clinic was like, yeah, that's respiratory distress. He just like, it tipped him over the edge.
So
And then I'm like, great, I caused all of, but that was like,
but you
No,
8
he was in heart
hours.
failure.
But had I put him down,
Right.
because
no,
he
I
was
see what you're saying.
FIV,
Yeah, but
I
I
would've
can't do that
avoided
either.
that.
I can't do that. I will not do it. I can't do it either.
But now let's talk about all of the kitties that we bring in where they look okay outside,
Ugh.
and you bring them in, and all of a sudden now their defenses are down, and then they
Iowa.
just die.
all of
I-
them.
Yeah, because they're fighting everything to stay alive out there, and then you get them inside, and they're like, okay, I'm safe, and all of a sudden their body just shuts down, and it happens out of nowhere.
River Loop 2
Yeah,
this year.
yeah,
Oh, River Loop 2.
it just
And-
happens out of nowhere, and it's hard. It's hard for our fosters to lose them. It's hard for us, you know.
Well, and my first thought is I should have left him back out.
Yeah.
I should have left him.
Yeah.
At least he was alive.
Yeah.
Iowa's. And I wonder, all these years later, that was like 7 years ago. I doubt Iowa's related to the Mill Kitties, but
It's
that's
the same
where he
address.
came from. It's the same
Oh.
address.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's just the backside of the mill, the residential street.
But part of me, you know, and we tell our fosters this all the time is, you know, it's heartbreaking that they died. But at least they died inside, warm, loved, and had a full belly, hopefully. And they're not going to get that outside.
It doesn't help.
I'm sorry. That's what we tell them, because that's the only thing to say. I mean, we can't. This sounds bad, but we can't rush every cat to the emergency vet, and half the time it's too late because we just didn't know.
Even if you could, I don't know what I was going to say. Well, even if you could get him there, how does the vet treat him when they're not touchable?
Yeah.
You know, when
Yeah,
they're
in those
completely
senses,
feral and violent.
Well, even when they're not feral, though, like even when they're kittens or anything like that, we've seen it all the time. We see it all the time. Is, you know, we have our intake process of what they need to get when they come in, but still, even some of those, they just
Well, we had a foster take those kittens last week, and when she was picking them up, she's like, "Do they have Pan Luke?" And I'm like, "I have no clue.
How would I know?
I don't know." And she's like, "Well, how long have you had them?" And I'm like, 6 hours. Like, I don't know.
yeah.
And she's like, "Well, if they have Pan Luke, I don't want them." And I'm like, "Well, I can't tell you if they do or they
Okay, well,
don't."
let me find kittens that have been in our care for no less than 21 days, have had 2 rounds of vaccines, and
Which we already know doesn't guarantee
I
anything.
mean, come on. Like, how do you know?
But it's also I can when we did Grimes and when I pulled the litter from Grimes this year, salt, pepper, oil, and vinegar, like they showed up and I went, well, shit, these are coming to my house.
They're all
And the
gonna
reason
die.
that I said that is because these are all going to die, which I just did last year with 13 of the 14 that
And
died.
they're all alive still.
And all 4 of them are still alive, which is awesome. But I literally took those, like, the kittens showed up, and this will derail into a TNR thing. This is the problem with TNRing. You show up to feed. You just show up to feed.
Mm-hmm.
I just showed up at the storage unit to get some crap off my porch. And there they were, a
Yeah.
mom and kittens. And everything you're doing with your day has now derailed
Yeah.
for the last 3 days because there's a mom and kittens that I know about in my area,
Yeah.
and you must get them. So
And now there's one
we
kitten
could
left.
have 6 litters of kittens on West 11th, and they're all coming to us because
Yeah.
that's what has to happen. But I don't know where to put them all.
Well, and that's where
And
we,
they probably have all been exposed to God knows what out there.
and that's where we run
Now I
into
want to cut them because we're talking about it right next to me.
well, and that's where we run into we can't take all of the requests we get because we work colonies. Both by we mean you.
Well, but it's we.
We work colonies, and those are our responsibility. And the minute kittens show up or a new cat shows up, that's the responsibility of the rescue because that's a colony that you're taking care of, which is us. And so there is, we always have to be prepared for a litter
Because
of
we
kittens.
can't turn those ones
We can't
down.
just be like, oh, sorry,
We
they're
can't turn
there.
them down.
Nah, it's fine. We're gonna leave those.
That's not Stubbs' child.
He's
I
he's
know.
wet, but it's food, not
you-
pee.
Are you
Put him back now.
gonna wipe off your hands?
On my pants, probably.
I think it's
fine.
pee.
No, I smelled it.
Oh.
She verified.
I smelled it. It's just food.
Um,
It's just food.
also, this is how cat rescue works. You ignore your husband because you're catting.
Well, that's not
He's-
why.
Or you bring your husband.
He's on lunch. She's calling me. He calls me every day.
Let's talk about Grimes.
Let's talk
Because
about
Grimes has some horrible.
Yeah.
Grimes.
Yeah.
We'll stop and then go.
Okay.
Go.
Okay, Grimes.
Yeah.
Grimes is a street.
Also the name of it.
You can go for it. Grimes.
Oh, so Grimes start. How did we get involved in the colony itself?
No, I was just thinking about Grimes and how Grimes expanded into like that other place, and then there's
Oh.
there might have been the kitten that I put in a paper bag and ran away.
Hey, that's a different story.
Shove him in my bag.
Oh man, she did.
Well, half
And then she just
okay.
disappeared. I'm like,
Okay.
where did Tara go? And she's like, bye, Janice.
I know,
And then the cat's
I'm like, nothing's
Bitch
wrong.
was just leaving me in the middle of the homeless
Yeah.
camp all by myself.
Bitch has 3 cats in her car.
Okay, but it's usually either a purse or a bag or maybe a shirt.
She had a paper bag because she had brought vaccines because we were going to vaccinate the cats. Either that or it had all the money because you were going to buy the cats from her.
Yeah, I had a bunch of cash.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, tell us about Grimes.
So Grimes has existed from what I understand like many years. Grimes is over by, it's a couple blocks away from this the Eugene Spay and Neuter Clinic. And it sounds like the people that live there, run the business, have asked for help for many, many years. Lots of rescues have agreed to help. They probably showed up and did the same thing we wanted to do and go, oh God, no. So we dove in. We actually kind of partially got involved because of animal control. Animal control had heard about a bunch of complaints. One of our fosters used to work next door. She knew all about these dying cats. So when we dove in last summer, it was midsummer, animal control, I had trapped a sick cat. He looked gross. Animal control took him to Green Hill. They euthanized him. I assumed that was going to be his outcome, unfortunately. And then while doing that, we saw kittens. And so we got some kittens trapped in the back of the property. The animal control took to Green Hill. And then a few days later, we were notified, or somebody was notified, that they had Panluke and that they died, which didn't surprise me because there's a million dead cats everywhere. And based on the 10 years of discussion, these cats were just dying in parking lots and customers were complaining. Naomi, who works there, she's fabulous. They'd taken cats home to their barn. I think she said they've done 40 or 50 adults over the years, but that's 40 or 50 adults but she said they were the result of when Eugene Spay and Neuter Clinic used to be First Ave, which used to be the shelter.
Mm-hmm.
And so people would show up
to try to get
rid of cats and kittens and couldn't. So then they would drive down the street, and Grimes is this back loop.
Mm-hmm.
If you go anytime
industrial.
between 8 to 5, it's industrial, there's not a single human there. So you
Yeah.
just drive around the loop and dump your cats. And so I think that's what was happening, is they were just, it sounds like that's what was happening.
Yeah.
But now there's mass breeding and mass death. So originally it sounded easy because we were just going to trap all these cats. Green Hill gave animal control 30 appointments and we were going to help do the work. But as that date was getting closer and the death of the kittens in the back from Panluke, we went, okay, we have to be cautious. Well, we found a litter on the total opposite side of the loop. I trapped them, Debbie trapped some, we got them into a foster way out Thurston, and they started dying.
Yeah.
But actually, I think they started dying before we knew the Panluke was on the backside, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, because we don't
Yeah.
send them if we know that there's
Yeah.
something really.
we didn't actually test them for Pan-Luc because their symptoms weren't
No.
necessarily Pan-Luc symptoms.
Mhm.
There was some upper respiratory. Their poop was runny, but they weren't lethargic. They were eating good.
And
Yeah.
we treated them for Giardia
Yeah, we
and all
treated
that
them for
stuff.
Giardia. And they didn't just crash and die. Like, it was
No.
a long, slow process to where if they were just dying off, I would have probably assumed that anyways, not knowing that. And then I showed up because 2 or 3 times a day I was driving around taking inventory of pictures. 'Cause that's
right.
that's how I do TNR for big projects. I just start taking pictures, zooming in.
And then we played TNR.
And then we
bingo.
played TNR bingo. We raised money to fix them. And one day I showed up and there's just these kittens just sitting.
Mm.
And they were so
Rihanna's babies.
yeah, they were all orange and they were so cute. And I turned on my camera because I assumed I was going to get like 3 feet from them and they were just going to scatter. They didn't. They just sat there. And I just one by one was like picking up orange kittens and shoving in my shirt while I was trying to take a video to tell you, oh my God, there's orange kittens. And I think they all died in like a week. And I was like, oh,
But do you remember the ones that Iggy, who we sent to Eugenius? She was pregnant and we were going to send her in to stay abort and she had babies 2 days.
Yeah.
Not even 2 days. One day
She had-
after.
yeah, we tracked her on like a Thursday or Friday.
Yep, and she had babies over that weekend and all of them lived.
Yeah.
So
All of them lived. So then as we were approaching the trapping day, I knew there was 2 other litters of kittens out there that we had been watching. And so I checked in with Dr. Powell at Greenhill. I checked in with Dr. Robe. I don't know if you asked Dr. Shea or not, but we had got input from different vets as to like, what do we do? Because we are going to be mass trapping and we are going to be getting these kittens that we know have all been exposed to Pan-Luc. And I was not going to put those. We weren't going to put those in people's houses.
No.
We'd already
And then we would have blown those fosters for a year.
yeah. If they're not all on board and fully committed, which we have a handful right now that like they've had Pan-Luc
Even
and they're
if they
still
were, though, their houses would be contaminated.
Yeah.
No
Well,
way I'd
but-
take
well,
kittens again.
But we had a foster literally cleaned it, rescue sprayed everything, painted walls,
Mhm.
painted floor, ripped out all the carpet, and she put new flooring down.
She probably didn't like that carpet anyway.
Probably.
Right.
Who wants carpet when you
Yeah,
have foster
carpet's
kids?
gross.
They poop all
Who
over
wants
'em.
carpet, period?
But she's ripped.
She's
That whole hallway, that part of her house is basically
Oh,
all brand new and completely rescue sprayed and brand new floors, brand new paint, everything, because she wants to foster so bad.
we did 2 dump runs of all of the furniture. That was in there.
I would limit her to cats that have been vaccinated.
Oh,
We've talked
yeah,
about that.
yeah.
Yeah. Thankfully, it's
100%,
the
but-
end of the season.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we can let some time run. Because it's been, 3 years since we've had it at our house.
Well,
And I'm
of-
still scared.
So, but all of us have had it. Like, I've had it at my house. She's had it at her house. You've had it at your house. Unfortunately, it's part of rescue. Pan-Luc, Giardia, Coccidia, you name it, it's part of rescue. And we can't tell that those things are going on, and so they go into a foster
So
home.
then what happens?
So at Grimes, all of the vets said keep the kittens on site, and I was like,
Yeah.
the hell does that even look like? We're in an industrial area, and Naomi's a godsend to that project because it was mainly at her business, and so the front half of their business has like this office space and a warehouse space that they weren't using, and so she graciously gave us the keys like a month before we started trapping to that room. She gutted the stuff that was in it that they didn't need. It hadn't been used in a couple years, and we just set up tables and kennels. And so we just started trapping the kittens, throwing them in there, and then 2 or 3 times a day, I went over, fed, littered. If someone got a symptom, we had bought Giardia test and Coccidia test and Pan-Luc test. We bought all the tests that we'd already set up there. And we tried to keep them as separate as we can based on where we got them on the property, but you're still touching them
There's-
all.
there's-
And I wasn't
It's not
sanitizing
gonna
between
happen.
each kennel because at that
It's in
point
there.
they're all in the same.
It's in here.
And that place is it's cursed because we pulled 14 kittens. Nicole with Wiggly Tails was helping do some trapping and kitten care. She
And
was all
she
engaged.
took-
She took John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John, the cute little ones that I snatched with my hands. And those ended up dying in her care. And she's
We even sent one for necropsy.
yeah, we
You know
saw
what it is? I don't
nothing,
understand.
dehydration
Yeah, nothing.
and something
See,
else.
I
Like,
don't know.
Yeah.
nothing. So we lost 13 of 14 kittens. Noah's still trucking along like a superhero.
Doing
She's great.
Yeah.
But it
But
was
the
crazy.
adults all lived.
I think
That's,
so.
that's
so
the
from-
weird thing there is that there were unvaccinated
Oh, yeah.
adults that
We did
were
37.
fine.
We did 37. on
Why are
vaccine
they
kittens.
alive? and all the
I
babies
think my
died.
immune systems are
Well,
stronger.
so one of the things that had been discussed, so when we sent away for the necropsy, we put in so what we didn't say, Grimes is on the back side of Baxter. That's what we didn't say. Baxter, the big super funded, toxic, light pole, whatever
What
they
was
do.
it? Like, yeah, is it
Like-
creosote?
Yeah.
Creosote.
Yeah, and so it's literally separated by a train track, that property and Baxter. And so dioxin is the chemical that was in the ground. And if you go to the other side of Roosevelt, all of those neighborhoods have received letters from the toxic funded whatever the heck program that says, don't let your dogs dig outside, don't let your chickens touch the ground. There's all these things that basically say your dirt's bad. And so I'm going to assume, that's terrible, that all of their little toe beans, they're born in the dirt, the soil that's toxic, and the little toe beans are touching them and they're dying that way is my assumption.
Yeah,
We did ask to do, no one tested positive for Pan-Luke. I tested all of them.
There wasn't. I don't
Everyone
think
had
they
around
didn't act like
Giardia.
it.
Several
They didn't
had
act like
Giardia, which we treated. A
Mhm.
few of them had coccidia, which we treated because we treated them all, assuming they all had it.
Yeah.
Everyone had some azithro and amoxicillin and you name it. They all had it something because they were just passing around all the nasties. But yeah, no, 10 o'clock at night, I would be wand-toying with them, like jumping
Yeah.
around, and then 5 o'clock they'd just be dead the next morning in the middle of the room. And I'm like, what? We asked them to test for dioxin because when you do a necropsy, you can do a follow-up if you want to pay for more, but that was $4,000. And we had to send the body to UC Davis.
4,000?
Mhm.
That's stupid.
So I sent a letter with pictures of the kittens and a little bit of the backstory to, it's not El Rapa, it's whatever in town is in charge. Yeah, the local DEQ office never got a reply. Left two phone calls, never got a reply. Because I thought maybe it would be of interest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go.
I figured it'd be of interest because if you're going after somebody for
Yeah.
ruining everyone,
Yeah.
there's, the businesses were suffering. Customers at Real Deals were complaining all the time that there's just dead kittens in the bush and in the street and stuff.
Well, and I'm guessing those people didn't get letters because it was commercial, industrial,
yeah.
it wasn't residential.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because the chemicals know
Yes.
that they didn't cross that line, because it was, yeah.
Yeah. So when the guy at the tire store messaged me this year in the summer, he was like, "Uh-oh, Jackie," and I got a picture, and it's these little kittens running around, which is the back,
Yeah,
the other side of the loop where we trapped tons. And so it took me a couple days. We got them all trapped. So I didn't know I know there is one unfixed male, Parker. I know, and I don't know that I'll ever trap him because he's a jerk. He's
smart.
so smart and he's so good looking. His cheeks are amazing.
What color is he?
He's tabby and
He's
white.
like a dilute tabby white thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's so sexy.
Long hair, and he's like scraggly. Like
Oh.
he's built, but he's like scraggly.
Yeah, he's been around. He's seen some things.
Yeah, I love him. But when the baby showed up, I was like, wait a second, that means there's a female somewhere. So I set the traps, and then luckily where it's at, the porta potty company lets us sneak through the
I
back
have a
gate.
phenomenal picture of you with all of the porta potties behind you.
I've
I've got some really good videos of
Pretty
that,
sure
too.
that's going in your calendar.
Yes. But he gave me the backdoor secret to how to get into the fences securely without letting the whole world know. So I was able to set traps and leave them for a couple hours knowing they were secure. And I trapped Mom. And so I sent it to the guy who works there and I was like, hey, this is the cat that I just trapped. And he's like, that's the mom.
Nice.
Bingo. So we took her the very next day to get fixed. She died an hour after surgery.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yep.
so she got
that's
TNR'd
why.
and she died an hour after surgery. I have no idea.
So she died at the clinic.
She died at
Oh,
the
good.
clinic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. She had awoken.
Oh,
She had
Yeah,
woken
yeah.
up. They put her back in the
Okay,
trap,
she woke up.
and she was
bummer.
in the recovery room. And then when they were doing their 30-minute checks on everybody
She's
in
gone.
recovery, she was gone.
So we got all the babies though.
Yeah, we got all the babies.
And they're okay?
One's been adopted.
That's
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
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 Good.
Yeah,
Good.
and they've been fine. But
Yeah.
they came to my house because I was like, if they're gonna just
So
die.
did they not have enough time? How old were they?
Oh, I mean, they were what 5, 6. They were not.
Oh,
So they
they
had
were-
plenty
they
of
were
time
probably
to get
8 weeks.
to
They
get
were probably 8
contaminated.
weeks. Yeah.
Doesn't make sense, does it?
They lived in primarily the culvert thing. There's a huge concrete culvert that
so
they were
weren't out
living
on
in.
the dirt a lot.
I also noticed that the tire company re-gravels
Ah,
every
Yeah.
twice now. I've seen them re-gravel their whole
Mhm.
surface, so I'm almost wondering if
It's like lead-based paint when you paint over it, multiple layers. It's
Just
still
paint
there,
over
but
it
it's
and
like,
don't chew on it.
yes.
Because if you chew on it, you're going to get to the lower levels of lead-based paint.
But
And
if
it
little
tastes
tiny
delicious.
kittens aren't digging
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they're on the top
Yeah.
layer of
They're
fresh
not going to bite the
gravel
lead-based paint.
and they're living in the concrete thing that's
Yeah.
not touching the soil, that might have been the secret.
Yeah.
Maybe. So, but Grimes led to a ton of dead cats and a couple of great stories. One of which was and Lily and I on the train tracks.
Yeah, but that was totally different because that was the homeless camp got moved off of the Grimes tracks. That was the big like Seneca where there was like 100 homeless folks living on the tracks, and then they moved
After how many months of letting them
like 7 or 8 or something ridiculous. They kicked them off.
and so they all came through that area,
Yeah, littering.
littering cats,
Literally littering
and
the
trash
cats.
and everything. And
Right from
so we went through Naomi's business to the back to the tracks, and we're back there because we were told there was one more kitten or 2.
No, we were told there was like 5 total.
Okay, there were a lot of kittens.
Kittens and some
Okay,
like.
so we're back
young
there. We're not finding anything. I almost vomit because the smell of
Officer
human
Debbie had asked
feces.
us to go.
Yeah, we were asked by the police to go, but the smell of human feces rotting back there, I was getting really nauseous. Oh, it was so bad. And so this cop comes up to us. Okay, so then there's this other one is that my mother would lie to me as a child to keep me in line, and one of the things she told me about was the railroad police because my grandpa lived really close to the railroad tracks. And then I don't know, I think it was Jim told me there's no such thing, and I'm like 40 some years old, and he's crushing me, telling me that my mom lied to me all those years ago, and I'm like, what?
It's like
And-
the light in the car. My mom almost told me it was illegal to have the light on in the car when you were driving.
My mom did
It's
too.
I
not?
don't think so.
It's not.
My mom told me it is too. Did I tell you that rule?
Is it?
I'm pretty sure
you drive
Regina-
with the light
Oh.
on.
I'm pretty sure.
I try to turn it off, and you drive with the light
Pretty
on.
sure
If you
Regina
can't
was gonna-
see, yes.
Okay, so anyway, I'm heartbroken because I figured out that my mother lied to me about that, and a couple other things, like a serial killer that I keep Googling his name and he doesn't show up, so maybe that was a lie too.
Also, it's important to know it was like 110 degrees.
Oh, it was so hot.
So hot.
It was so hot. And so we're back there, and
Insane.
with carriers.
yeah, and let's just start out with his name. His name was Punch.
Yeah.
That's what we named him. Because he looked like Punch from that TV show from the 70s or
Yeah.
80s, Chips. Oh, he had a porn mustache. And did he have the aviator type sunglasses? Oh, I got hair on my nose. Hold on. And so he comes up to us and he's all, "Yeah," and I was like, holy crap, you're railroad police. And he's like trying to be all serious and big man around us, and he's just like really mad. And I'm just going on and on and on.
So
and I'm like, and you even have a gun. You're like real police. And he's like, I need to let you know this is being recorded. I'm like, great. Oh my God, you exist. My mom didn't lie to me. I can't wait to tell my husband. At this poor guy probably thinks I'm on crack or something because I am just so excited that he is real.
Get right in.
And then he tells me that we can't be there. And I think we get a little sassy.
We
You
told him
definitely
that
got
Officer
sassy.
Debbie, I pulled up the text that Officer Debbie told
This
us
is
to
from the
go.
police. Look right here.
Officer Skorchik.
And yeah, and he's like, you can't be here. And basically he's saying, well, I'm the railroad police, so I overrule her or whatever. We're like, whatever. And then he looks at us and says, and you're wearing sandals. And I was just like, yeah.
No, I was wearing- I was
okay,
sandals.
guess what? I'm wearing sandals right now.
Sandals.
Because they dry off faster. God, this guy was such a jerk. So then the business that we came through was closed.
Yeah.
So we couldn't get back in. So we have to run down the railroad track. So I
We did
pull
not
up.
run.
We went. And I was getting really
We
sick
were
and my
cranky.
ankle hurt so much.
And
I
we
was
had to
so
be professional because we had Lily in tow. We were mothers.
When did
I was
that ever
complaining.
happen?
I'm pretty sure she flipped them off after he turned his back, and I was like, "Oh my God, Lily!"
That would have been a good one to get arrested because it just would have been trespassing. It wouldn't have been a big deal. And then I would have had fulfilled my dream of getting arrested.
But then we
before I
called
died.
Jim, and Jim was too busy because we needed a
Yeah,
ride.
where were you? You couldn't come get us.
Were you
Probably
working?
at work.
Yeah. So, but then we called Jim too to ask him when the train comes because Ponch, who was so worried about our personal safety, just makes us walk. It was a whole mile down the train tracks to get to the next street where we could exit. And I'm just not doing it. Like, no, I'm not doing it. So I called one of my clients and I was like, hey, are you at work? And he said, yeah, what do you need? I'm like, here's what happened. I told him. And he was like, all right, just get to whatever the next intersection is and I'll come. So he came picked us up. But then we're driving and he starts telling us about what his granddaughter has got this pregnant cat and kittens. I'm just like, you cannot be serious right now. I shouldn't have. No, that was crazy. And then there was okay. And then because the homeless camp got moved, there were some people that had cats, and then they moved to a different homeless camp. And so Jackie and I are trying to be friendly, and she lasts a lot longer than I do. And I'm like 10 minutes into it, going, these people are all high or insane, and
See the cats.
just
I'll
leave
run.
the cats. And so we get. Can we say her name? Do you think that's right?
Oh, go for it.
We get JoJo to agree to give us some cats.
Yeah.
In a moment of weakness. JoJo is 80.
Oh, she's old. She's old.
It's horribly sad. It's disgusting that she's allowed to live such a tortured life. She's 80. She's laying in a tent in human diapers.
Yeah.
There are cats that love her and depend on her, and she's not capable of taking care of
They were so
herself.
well-behaved.
They were
They were so well behaved.
They were literally just climbing the trees and running around, and I'm like, how are they not like
I've said
gone?
this a million times. The next time I need to trade a dog, I'm giving it to one of them, and I'll
Yeah.
be like, I'll be back in 3 weeks. Trade my dog.
Yeah.
Okay. But no. Anyway, so she has a moment of weakness. She says we can start taking cats. So Jackie's holding it up. How about this one? How about this one? And she's like, yes or no. And I'm like, why are you asking her? Just shove them in your bag. Stop it. And so, yeah. And then she gets mad and tells us we can't have any more. And I think later she told the police that we stole them. But
Yeah.
that wasn't true because she said we could. But I did. I shoved them in bags and ran to, I had your truck. I ran to Jim's truck. Oh, that's because my car was in the shop again.
But okay, but you need to start wearing a GoPro.
Yeah.
As you guys are out
I
getting
got my
them.
metal glasses now.
No, but the crazy thing is she had brought cash. She went to the pet store and
Oh,
brought
yeah,
cash
a couple
because we
$100
were gonna buy them.
Yeah.
And so she was talking to JoJo about like, I'll buy them all for $400 or whatever she said, and I was like, wow, we're really buying kittens right now. Okay. But like I'm on board, like we're doing this. And then JoJo was like, yeah, fuck yeah.
Oh,
she
yeah,
was,
every
she was
time.
yelling at us through the tent, and then Tara's like, okay, and she's kind of like shoving them in. And when she starts to walk away, the like other half of the homeless camp was like, did you just offer her cash for her cats? Because they don't really care for the cats either. Like they like JoJo.
Yeah,
and,
they
like,
like, and they care about
and they
her.
care about
And
her,
it's
but like
sad.
they want the cats to be in a better home. So they were like, you got some cash? And so they're like, hold on. Two of them went over and were like, so JoJo, this bitch is money?
Yeah.
Yeah, give her the cat.
And like, and then that didn't work.
And then there was the minister there,
Yeah.
who that did not go well. And then one of the girls that was there was a student at Lifegate School where one of our kids went, and wow, she went a different path. And they were out there, and we were the devil. I mean, I was the devil probably because I care about the cats, and I did not care about the people as much.
To be fair, we did vaccinate like 8 cats.
Oh yeah, we did. The chick in the van whose husband's crack pipe fell out of his hand
Yes.
while we were vaccinating the cats. That
Yeah.
was neat. I saw them on West 11th the other day by the old racetrack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
we
so
vaccinated them
and then
or
there was the people down there that had the 4 kittens, was
In the
it,
kennel?
in the crate that lived in the crate, and
Yeah.
they were going to give them to us, and then they backed out.
Yeah.
And then we got a call from Animal
Didn't
Control
they
the
let them
next
behind?
day saying that they left them in the crate in the middle
Yeah.
of the forest
Officer Debbie
area.
asked if we could run over and check the property because they had just vacated it, and she was worried they left them back.
And they did.
And so I showed up, and the 4 kittens were
And-
still in the kennel, in the direct sunlight, right in the middle of the.
And this enrages me because they shouldn't have the choice.
Well, and
I think he lives.
What happened then?
well, a few
Oh.
days later,
That's
I was at work, and I just happened to be like looking out the window, and there goes the person who was the owner of the 4 cats, and I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you have to. But the problem is, you have to prove that they're their cats. You have to prove that they let them, and they're not fixed. They're not my.
I mean, I was
and-
recording everything. That
Yeah,
when I was
for
Like I
there.
said, GoPros.
No, I got the glasses.
Okay, but you gotta start wearing them.
So
We'll
we
go
run
make it.
into, we run in, this raises another, I don't even know if this is on our agenda, but we see some things when we're helping out with animal control, or an animal control
Oh.
gets a call to someone's house, and there's not really anything illegal going on, but clearly animal control's like, well, these 12 cats need to be fixed. Animal control can't fix that. Animal control can't partner with Green Hill to do that. Animal control just has to either call a rescue, which is
dumb.
us, to try and help. And so sometimes it's just 1 or 2 cats, and you're like, we'll see an arm, and they can have their cats back.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
or you can ask them for some money, and maybe they can give you $20. Or we did have one lady who was
Yeah,
asked
we had people
3,
pay.
and she's paid for all of them. We
It's
just
great.
did a little invoice. But we were doing, it was where my work life and my cat rescue life collided because a former client from a long time ago has a bunch of cats, and they are not well cared for. I think that's a barrier between the disability, the mental health, and
Yeah.
just life. Not a lot of income. But we were called there because the previous year, all the kittens at the house had died of Pan-Luc under the couch. And the humans struggled to like find them, remove them properly. So there's some unhealthiness going on there. But then when I got there, the whole goal was the animal control had TNR appointments, and I was going to be with the person that bridged that gap of the mental health barrier because the person knew me and knew that I wasn't stealing their cats, that I was there to help based on my prior experience with them. So she put 2 cats in traps. We had to discuss the traps because the traps was a concern for her. So we got over that barrier. And then I was like, okay, I have 3 appointments. I need a 3rd cat. And she's like, and I was like, can I please have the gray mom? And she's like, yes. Well, she brings it out in a carrier and there's a mom. And I'm like, what? What are those? And she's like, it had kittens 2 days ago. And I'm like, oh God. I'm like, okay.
No, she's not getting fixed today.
She's not getting fixed. But she had the most massive wound on her head.
That's right.
Did it have bugs
in
it? No bugs.
No bugs.
It was healing. It had it reminded me of cranial cap and a baby, but like just massive. And all the cats were covered in fleas, so they were anemic, and like the babies were terrible. All the babies got adopted, but when mom was like on the mend, and we had taken her to the vet twice for her head. I was talking to Officer Debbie, and I was like, "This is a form of neglect." Like, I don't want to say that because I know this person, and I know this person is not intentionally doing it. Like, I can tell you for a fact, this is not intentional. This is, I don't have enough money. I don't have. Intellectually, I'm struggling, or have some mental health issues, whatever. And so I was like, but this cat needed vet care. Like, this cat clearly needed vet care, and she didn't take it. And I was like, what do we do? And she was like, well, she's like, we can find them. That's what we would do. We would find them a $200 ticket. And she's like, does she have the $200? And I was like, no. And she's like, okay. She's like, I could remove all the cats. And I was like, well, half of them they would probably all be put down. Because they would be going to Green Hill and they're malnourished, they're sick. They are friendly, but I imagined they would all be put down based on their health condition. And then Officer Debbie was like, will she get more cats? I was like, yes. Yes, she will get more cats. And she's like, okay, so if we leave the cats with her, keep her 6 cats or whatever, she's like, and we TNR them all, and we know that they're not going to breed. She's like, and then maybe every 6 months we check in and see how everything's going, which falls on us because I don't think animal control has the bodies to do that.
Yeah.
Then that's the ideal outcome. And so that was a tough situation because I'm like, this person is neglecting their animal. They should be charged. But then when you list off what the charges are, and in this situation, is that the solution? And I literally had to go, no, fix the cats and give them back to them. That's the best solution for the cats. And because maybe not those 6 cats, but the next 6 cats, and then the next 6
she
cats
would just
that
get
won't be
6 or
fixed,
8 more, and
that aren't
more
fixed,
babies,
and have more babies,
more neglect,
more Pan-Luc under her couch, because I can guarantee you we're not cleaning that like we should. So
and
they
those
were
6 cats, unfortunately, that is the life that they're used to.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they know.
Yeah. So in those situations, it's a matter of checking in and being like, wow, 6 feels like a lot.
Double-edged sword.
And then maybe you can get them to give you one. But that's a part of the cat world that people don't see, is that the bare minimum is food, water, and shelter, and a litter box. However, if your cat's outside, you do not have to have a litter. If your cat's indoor, outdoor.
Yeah.
So when people are like, when Facebook blows up all the time because there's like a sick kitten in someone's yard, and they're like, oh my God, call animal control. And I'm like, animal control is going to do nothing.
Yeah.
They can't fix the cats because they no longer have appointments at Green Hill. They're going to call us to fix the cats, which we don't have the budget to fix all those bajillions of cats.
Yeah.
And you knock on the neighbor's person's door, and you're like, your cat looks sick, and they will say, that's not my cat. My cat's right here.
Yeah.
And now you
Of course
have
it's
an
not.
entire yard
Yeah.
of sick cats.
It's frustrating that there's so little that animal control can do
Mhm.
because of time, resources, laws, budgets, all of that. But every now and then they do.
Yeah.
And there were the white cats
Mhm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
over in the apartments, and
Yeah.
that lady actually got
Charged.
time. Did
Mhm.
she get time?
Sure time. Yep.
She got time. There were 42 cats in there?
42. Yep.
And how many died? I don't think
We lost one.
We lost, more
lost
than
one.
No, we lost we lost 2 kittens. We lost an adult too. I thought
We had
It was just 2.
Just
no
two
one
kittens.
kitten and one adult.
They were just
Yeah.
too far gone.
Yeah.
So we got to
And
the-
both of those were within the first 3 days we had them, I think.
Yeah, it was an apartment. They got evicted because of the cats, I think, or non-payment. It doesn't matter. And we all showed up, and the officer and patrol officer gave us hazmat suits.
Yeah.
To where I was like, I'm
Yeah.
fine. I sell these kind of houses every day. It's no
Yeah.
big deal. I walked through there, and I got some really good video. It was, but the one got out the window.
Oh, that was terrifying. I was standing outside going, I'm not catching this thing when it comes on.
I should have checked all the windows before I
It's
started.
just moral support as this thing's like, because it jumped on the screen, like
And popped
it
it out.
climbed up and popped out the screen, and so the
Oh.
screen's like,
We got him. He was
Leaning.
fine. It was fine. But this lady had a thing for white cats.
Yeah.
And it was weird because there weren't enough babies present for all the unfixed cats in there. There were not enough kittens. So
well,
Greenhill
Greenhill
took
took
a
like
bunch of the
4
kittens.
litters
Yeah.
the first
yeah, but
day.
there was still something. Remember what was the math didn't math for us. There was something wrong. And where did she get all these white cats are common. So where did she get all these white cats? And there weren't the right number of adults to make that many colors of babies, and it was
I
just weird. There were a bunch of orange ones too.
Yeah, there was some orange ones.
Orange babies, but we loaded them all up in my car,
Mhm.
and then they went to the building at the back of my property, and we put them all up there, and they weren't potty trained. They
And then
peed all over
and
the
ringworm.
unsealed
Yeah,
concrete
ringworm.
floor, ringworm.
That was really tough.
That was so
Like,
hard.
The situation we've been in a lot where we're like mass grabbing cats. Cats are, and the cats were terrified because
Yeah.
hazmat suit people were coming in and like,
Well, and their humans had been gone for days.
and we
Yeah.
we were
Days.
tearing up the couches. Like we were literally knifing the couches.
They
Like,
were
you'd
in
open drawers.
The lazy Susan. And you'd open a cabinet door, and bam, a cat's running in your face.
The
You're
junk
like,
drawer, we couldn't get it open, and finally I got it like to jiggle a little bit, and there's like a little tail, and I was like, oh my god, there's one in here.
And everybody was going to be so careful opening the doors because you could break
Yeah.
their backs.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, speaking of Joey and Ross were missing the other day. For a while, they were in the dresser. Apparently, they had climbed in there, and then I had shut the door. Oh, I hate that.
I have a favorite desk in my kitchen. The kittens, when they're little, they just crawl up behind it and go hang out in the drawer.
Yeah, and
This
then
is
you
fine.
lose them for a while.
Well, you just put a blanket in there.
Yeah.
Just know that they like.
So
to
we
sit
got
there.
all those cats out.
That was one of the times that we cherry picked, like, because Greenhill came in and took all the kittens.
Yeah,
And
of
we
course
got
we did.
called the second day because there was all these adults, and Officer Debbie was like, Greenhill's not taking them all, and she didn't know what to do with them. They needed to be removed, which was why we showed up, because we were going to help wrangle them and then take some. And so Debbie was like, you guys take
You take what?
12, whatever the number was that
I
we
think
were
we got
supposed
12.
8. Is it
No.
just 12?
Yeah.
I think we took 12. We were supposed to take 10 or 11. And she was like, you guys go pick your 10. And so we were like, woo! And we took Mr. Big Cheeks and we took the orange and white one. And like, we were cherry picking in that moment.
Which we don't.
And then there was one cat that took us forever to get.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
biting people. Like, we had to wrangle it in the shower curtain. Like, it was a hot mess. And we did get in a carrier. And as we were distributing them, it was in a transfer trap. Everything else was in a carrier. This was a transfer trap. And Officer Debbie's like, are you taking that one? And we were like,
No.
no. And the other officer who has previously worked at Greenhill, she just looked us straight in the face and she said, I would suggest you take that cat. And I was like, I would suggest you not to like enter
Yeah.
like, don't
You can
tell
take
me
it
what
home
to do.
with
You can take it home. And then she was like,
Wink,
if you
wink,
would, she's
dog.
like, if you would like that cat to see another day, I would suggest that you rescue take it. I was like, oh, you bitch.
Yeah.
And then we took it, and it ended up being a very nice cat.
Yeah.
But I had that moment where I was like, you were literally looking at me and telling me that if that cat goes to Greenhill, it would die because it was mean. It was mean when we were trying to corner it in a tiny bathroom, terrified.
After we had taken 10 of its best friends.
Yeah.
And remember the one that had like the Rubbermaid tote? There was a Rubbermaid tote there, and the cat was crazy, and I took the tote and just slammed it on the cat. Then I'm standing there like, guys, I've got a cat.
Who's got the lid?
So that lady, but didn't the article in the newspaper show up like a year later? It took forever. I mean,
It took forever because it had to go to the
we
state.
were silenced. We couldn't talk about very
Yeah,
much
it
of
had to
it.
go
Well,
to
they
the
couldn't go
state.
for adoption. They couldn't.
We
Like,
couldn't
there
do
was a lot of
anything,
things
yeah.
they couldn't do. I mean,
I
it
hate
took us-
that part. I hate all the things that I can't say because I'm not good at that.
She did get charged. We do
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah. Okay. So things I'm not good at. There's so many.
We're just throwing it out there.
I got kicked out of a project.
Oh wait, what project?
TV.
project and we had all the traps and Tara was like,
Bam!
Tara just went in and grabbed a kitten. And if you've ever grabbed a feral
I
kitten
remember. I know.
or a kitten in the wild,
They
they scream. It's just what they do.
And it flipped out, and my hand started slipping down the body to the tail. And then it turned around and bit me so hard. But in that moment of it biting, I knew that I had a nanosecond of it not trying to get away from me, you know? Because it was busy biting me, and there was a lot of blood. And I grabbed the tail so hard, and then it jerked away, and so I was holding this kitten by the tail. And the people there that loved the kittens were so Trump. Well, if they loved the kittens, they wouldn't have let one of their eyeballs have to be removed from an infection because they didn't take care of it. And so they were so upset. I wasn't welcome back.
Yeah, Tara traumatized. It was a traumatizing experience, in their words.
Whatever.
It was like,
You know what was traumatizing? Watching them be in pain,
yeah.
watching them suffer, also being bit. That wasn't fun. I didn't like that. They were like 5 weeks old. They were little,
Yeah.
5 or 6 weeks old.
It's amazing how
I was told not to come back.
how a
not to my
bite from a
face.
5 or 6 week old kitten can
Like,
also
needles.
hurt.
Well, I got bit last week
Someone did
by
this
that calico
morning.
from
Oh.
the mill.
I got scratch marks. had one Ditza like grabbed onto me like I was a cat tree because the lid popped closed and it scared her while I was trying to put her in a carrier to
Oh,
go to
you
the
guys,
pet store.
Rocky bit me.
Was it like 2 months ago when I had that thing on my hand and it went up my
yeah.
arm and it was like I looked like a 90-year-old with a
Yeah.
bleeding problem and it was there for days and I couldn't use my wrist and that was one of my house sparrows. Okay,
It was a claw.
it was a claw. That's right. It was just a claw, not even a bite, but it hit a blood vessel and all the blood went underneath my hand. Oh,
Yeah.
So house sparrows.
Mm.
Do you don't have any, do
You
you?
don't have any.
Mm-mm.
We should fix that.
I'm sure my
Do
husband
you
would love that.
want? Do you want Fig? Fig likes the cupboard above.
Do you guys
the
want
fridge?
Hey, do you guys want the bottle babies?
I'll
We
keep Fig.
all
I'll
have-
keep Fig.
we all have our roles
How
of
many,
things that we
how many
do.
house sparrows do you have?
4 that I can't touch. 4 that I just cannot.
See, but the problem is they're so trap savvy when they're in your house because we could find barn homes for them.
Well, but here's
But-
the other problem.
No, but they
They've
don't
been
know
in my
about that.
house
They've
for
been in
so
the house
long.
for
They
so
have
long
no
now.
clue how to hunt for anything. They're
They're
stupid.
dumb. Yeah.
They just eat Friskies dry out of the bowl at 2 in the morning when nobody's watching.
I have 2 house sparrows, Molly and Murphy, and they've been in our house for 5 or 6 years now. And then we have Vaughn in the back building. He's 10 now.
He does not like me.
He does not like anybody. He's
His love talk is a hiss, and it
Yeah.
actually scares me.
he's vicious. But we have those.
Vaughn loves you.
Vaughn made Tish, our little dumb Siamese, pee blood though, because he was so mean to her that she would get so stressed out that she would pee blood everywhere. So that's why he
Tish
had to
is
move to the
kind of
back
weak,
building. Tish, she's an
Yeah.
idiot.
She's
She's so dumb. She's so stupid. Oh, Shad's like, no, I love her so much. You can have her, Shad. I don't know why I kept her because she was hours from death. And she ate spaghetti, and then she was fine. And so I was like, spaghetti ate her. And then I couldn't let go of her because I loved her so much because she was almost anyway. But then we have Dahlia and
Lori.
Lori, which I can't touch. They'll kill me. But Jim can.
Okay, but there's always somebody that they love.
Okay, here's one. How many cats are at your house right now? Well, hurry,
Oh, no, there's not that many. So I have my 4 personal cats.
Mhm.
And then I've got Filbert, and I've got Cornbread, that's a foster, and I've got the 2 that are now not bottle kittens, but Peanut Butter and Jelly. Yeah, I know. It's great. And then I've got my 130-pound dog, Augie. And I've got my 2 kids. But can we also just say that my house is only 850 square...
No,
My
I
house-
have 3 cats.
My house is only 850 square feet, okay? There's only so much space.
I don't foster, so I'm exempt.
You do foster. You just talked about Joey and Ross.
Oh, they're not there.
Not for long, they're going to be adopted
They're
on
at
Sunday.
my other house that
No, but I think that's something that people don't. Back to what we're talking about, people who ask for help and they're always like, "I already have 2," or they're like, "I don't want to do that because then it will live in a bedroom."
Yeah.
Do you know what cat lives in my bedroom? The one from the top of Skinner's Butte that no one would feed in. I'm not driving to Skinner's Butte
No, Mara
every
was
day to
taking
feed
that
it.
one.
Mara was supposed to take it, but she never came back.
I think
She
we
never
can
showed up.
be pretty sure that the cat does not have pen loop now since it's been like a year.
It does not.
So
I
maybe she
can't
can
touch that
revisit.
cat, but when I close the bedroom door, it cries all night.
Oh,
I don't know.
But I can't touch it.
still
gray
making
one in my
list.
Gold one?
I'm still working on it.
Bob.
There's a gray one.
Ooh. Ooh. Roxy. No, Roxy's number 8.
Ooh, but hey, question.
Right.
We were talking, reasons people bring cats back. Do you guys have a Tito at your house? Tito was returned because Tito
Pooped in the.
pooped and peed on their things. And so I brought him back because he was one of my bottle fosters. He was one of my favorite bottle fosters. And so I brought him back. He does like to poop and pee in my bathtub. And sometimes
That's fine.
I'm okay with
but
that.
That would be
sometimes
great.
my sink. But
That's
it's fine
good
because
too.
I have bleach right by my sink and my
Bathroom or
bathtub.
kitchen?
Both.
Oh.
It just varies. But again, I have bleach right by there. And you can always tell when he goes, but my favorite part is when, I get up in the morning and I go in to go to the bathroom.
You
And he's
guys
like,
are-
oh my God, we're going. We're going. He'll run into my tub and he looks at me, makes eye contact
already
while
pooped together.
we go to the bathroom at the same time. And you're sitting there and you're like, okay, well, this isn't so bad because I can go to the bathroom. And then I'll just sit there and I'll watch you also while you're doing your thing. So then I'll clean your stuff up and then I'll wash my hands because I'm like, but I love him.
Yeah.
And honestly, a tub is not that bad. Because again, it's right by the toilet.
Oh.
I should just teach him how to go in the toilet is what I
Are you
should
kidding
do.
me? If all my cats peed in the bathtub,
Yeah.
I would be so happy.
Me
That would
too.
be the best day ever
Yeah.
because no cat litter.
Yeah.
No, he'll still go in a litter box though. Just occasionally.
But even it's still less. Just imagine every time they pee in the bathtub is one less scoop.
Yeah.
And think about the environment. We're not putting all
Yeah.
that litter in the trash.
But he was returned because of it.
Yeah, well,
But
Jackson Galaxy
but
says you
also-
can't toilet train. It's cruel.
But also,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
he was meant to come back because I love him. He is just,
Well, we
he's
got
my fluke.
we got OG back. OG was a cat that lived in the back part of the property, which is where my mom used to live. But she lived back there, and then we trapped her and Samson and Torty Girl for the fall because we wanted to get him inside, and we were gonna work with him and get him vaccinated and everything. That did not happen. What happened was that OG came out front because she was a nice cat. And then Samson got let back out, and then our neighbor was very happy because he had worried all winter because Samson wasn't visible and he thought something bad had happened to him. I think Samson's 11 or 12 now. He's old. But
He was worried about him, but he didn't fix him himself. He wasn't that worried about him.
no, he was worried that winter because we had him inside. And he thought he died.
We've had him for almost 10.
Yeah, he's been out back.
But I
at
meant
mom's.
he wasn't so worried about him in the beginning that he didn't fix him. You did that.
Well, Samson came from Home Depot. The dumpster.
Ah.
So Sorensen found him at Home Depot in the dumpster.
Oh.
And so he was just too far gone when we got him.
Yeah.
So he went and lived with my mom. Little did we know my mom was going to die a year later, so we had dumped cats on her left and right. That backfired on me. I'm like, great, now I've got them all. But anyway, OG came up, she got adopted, and then these idiots went back to work after COVID. And they had to return her. And they were pregnant? Or just they went back to work? What was it?
Going back to work.
They went back to work.
Mm.
Like, she's like a 14-year-old cat. She does not care that you're at work.
Yeah.
She just wants you to feed her.
Yeah.
Oh, no, and she was too loud. She meowed too loudly and it bothered him. So I got her back and I looked at her face and I was like, crap, you're not okay. We have to go to the vet immediately. She couldn't hear. She was deaf.
Oh.
And didn't she have thyroid issue or something? That's why her face was weird.
Possibly.
Yeah, so she was deaf. That's why she cried. And they didn't bother to take her to the vet and see what was wrong. But of course, they probably didn't because they went back to work. That was too hard for them. So we had OG. She peed down the
the heating
the
vent.
heating vent in my living room and my dining room. And we didn't know that because it was summer. It was her last few weeks that she was alive. So when we turned the heat on that fall, we were like, we've had a company come out and deodorize the vents. I have dumped every cleaner and chemical known to man down there, including bleach. And it's better, but no. And so really the only way to fix this is to replace, and it's the stretchy kind of like dryer vent looking stuff. The only way to fix it is to replace them, which is going to require a bunch of drywall being
I would say
removed
that's in
from
your
the
walls.
basement. I'm just like, I can't do this.
Portable
But-
use.
Yeah, stupid people. Stupid people. We went back to work, so we got rid of this cat that rode my heaters. How did we do that?
I
So-
know.
Let's move to the subject of, should we
What? Ooh.
approach the subject of the state and the fines that they have imposed on not only us but other organizations
Yeah, a lot.
and what that money goes to
We don't
and
know.
what it goes to the general fund for the state of Oregon. It goes to the general fund. It does not go to any animal welfare benefits, anything. It goes to the general fund. And they charge fines, and if you don't dispute them, if you dispute the fines, then they'll knock them down, but if you don't, they won't, but maybe they will something. But also the letter that they send doesn't tell you to dispute the fines.
Yeah.
And it doesn't tell you to pay them. It just says that you did these things
You
wrong.
have these citations.
But it doesn't even give you a dollar amount, did it?
Yeah.
The first letter didn't.
I don't remember.
Oh no, the first letter just
Yeah.
said these are the things that we found that were wrong.
And we're like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Because that's how it used to be. It would be
Yeah.
like they'd give you a letter of the things that you did wrong, and then they'd say, do better now, you know. And we'd be
Yeah.
like, cool, that's great. And when I called into that radio show that still hasn't gotten back to me, and I've emailed twice for a follow-up, and do it again today. The guy's like, wasn't that great? And I'm like, yeah, that's great. That is what a government agency should do. If they're going to be involved in this kind of stuff, they should come and they should consult and mentor or whatever, tell you what to do better, and then you do it better. And if you don't do it better, again, the exact same thing, well, then that's a problem.
Yeah.
You know, but they're taking our money, they're doing nothing for the animals with it, and then they're taking more of our money.
Well, and our citations were for like
So stupid.
Well, not having the brand of dewormer or the exact dosage that you gave it. What was another one we got cited?
We got cited because our kittens born to a feral mom are not weighed within 24 hours. And I'm like, dude, I'm not sticking my hand in there, and I'm brave.
So now we just what? 12 ounces?
So he said as long as we document that these kittens were born to a feral mom and that in order to ensure her health and well-being and the health and well-being
And
of
our
our
fingers.
fosters, these kittens were not weighed until day 6. This is like, you basically have to like narrate why you didn't meet the rule.
Well, and then we also got like when somebody surrenders.
Yeah.
So we had somebody one that was surrendered by somebody that's homeless.
They didn't-
wants the
they
address.
didn't have an address.
They didn't have an address, and so we got cited for not having an address, and we're like, they don't have one.
Yeah.
Like what?
We have
You
to
know.
He said we had to
something
put the
in the
address of where we got the cat then.
Yeah. So I mean, what was our?
Can we do longitude and latitude? That's great.
Here you go.
You figure it out.
But you know, and what our fees for our citations, because we didn't fight it, we paid what was it $800
We ended up paying like
$807, and then what 3 minutes later we had to do our renewal, so that was another $700.
Yeah.
But and this is what really got to me was that if we wanted to contest the fees, and we had a strong case, I think, because the letter never gave us
Yeah.
directions. If we wanted to contest them because it's a administrative issue, not a legal. We had to have a lawyer present in
Yeah.
court.
Yeah.
Well, that would have cost far more than $800.
Well, in our
so
original-
that's blackmail or
but-
whatever, extortion. I don't
But
know
our
what it is.
original citation was like $1,600.
Yeah, so they knocked it down. But then they also said that they couldn't knock it down any further because all that money was eaten up with the attorneys that they paid to write up the documents to
Yeah.
send us to court. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
oh
we
my
got
God, you took
state
$800 from an agency, a nonprofit, and we had to either decide that we were going to take donor dollars or us write checks for it.
Yeah.
But the point is, we had to take $800 that could have been used for medical, for TNR, whatever, and give it to the government for them to do absolutely nothing. Give it to the general fund.
Well,
What?
and the crazy part is the more animals you have come through your care, the more expensive it is.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of rescues now that are they're going to have less than 10 in their care at any
Yeah.
given time,
Yeah.
and they're not going to have more than 250 because the minute you hit over 250, that's where it starts tacking on more because your original like just basic is what $300, and then it's $75 for any location that has more than 10. So the cattery counts. We have a couple fosters that always count because there are high
Well,
volume
and that's
fosters.
what I can't foster because I have 8 of my own cats.
Yeah.
So I can foster 2 cats or what?
Well, you have to be at 9. Then
you
it
have
hit
8
10.
of your own cats and 4 dogs. You can't foster.
Oh, the dogs. count.
Well, yeah.
I forgot. Yeah, I don't have any fosters.
Yeah.
But
Come
that's,
on.
But that's the thing is, and so the minute
What if
you
it's
get
in a
over,
different building? If it's not in my house, if it's at my mom's.
well, as long as
Well,
there's not more than
that's
10, it's
no, that's
considered a
different.
foster
Oh, see,
location.
that's where my fosters are. They're at my
Yes.
house.
But you know, but every time you get over 10, that's $75 for every additional
For every-
location.
Yeah.
And then the minute you hit 250, that's another. I don't remember exactly off the top of my head, but that's more money that you have to pay them.
How many animals can breeders have before they have to pay the state?
None. There's no.
There's no rules.
No.
That's right.
Well,
That's right.
Yeah.
Breeders
and
go
and
on.
there's currently only 1.5 employees overseeing AR.
Right.
AR. There's the vet, Dr. Schultz, I think is his name.
I don't think he likes me.
And I don't think he likes anybody, and nobody likes him.
Yeah.
There is the vet, and there is Patty or whoever the desk lady is, who is a part-time employee for the ARE. So at the end of the day,
Who's
the
reviewing
ARE
those files we
is-
send
Is
Well, what do
Who's
you think?
reviewing them?
What we sent our files in June? May?
we didn't send
May?
any files in. We
Well,
sent
no,
in the
we,
list of
we
our.
sent a
Yeah, we
list.
sent in a list of the names of the cats that are in our care, that have passed through our care, and that have died.
And by the time they go and ask for the ones that they pull, because they'll pick the 10 or
10.
whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, that's months from the time that you originally send the document in.
Mm-hmm.
So, or the list.
Yeah.
But I don't think the state veterinarian is reviewing those files personally.
I
Is
don't
he
think-
actually physically
I,
sitting there?
I also wonder if they're only picking and choosing, because from what I'm seeing on part of some of that text thread, that some of them just basically got a letter that says, you're good.
Yeah, one lady's had a perfect score for like 5 years, and they just sent her a letter that said,
We're not
no
pulling this
audit, see you next year.
So,
But the other crappy part of that is, and we see it if you're on Facebook, if you're on Nextdoor, there's people in our community, and we love them because they're fixing
Yeah,
cats.
that's great. Do
We
it.
love them, they're fixing cats, but they are meeting the guideline of the ARE.
and
They
they're
are
not part of
rescuing
it.
animals, they have more than 10, and they're asking for donations. You don't have to be a 501c3,
No,
you just have to
ask for money.
ask for money or donations. And we have probably 24 of those in our town that are doing that are not ARE, but there's no one to oversee that.
It's garbage. Well, and then, oh, hey, the state in their infinite wisdom. I haven't heard back from the veterinary board.
Yeah.
Because we were accused of practicing veterinary medicine without a license because we made a post how there's a cure for FIP now. And I chose the words badly on the bottom corner. I said, call us. It was something about call us or email us, contact us, and we can basically about getting medication to you really fast, which sounded like we were going to send out the meds. It wasn't. We were going to tell them what websites they could go to buy it. But
Yeah.
some jerk out there
Yeah.
decided that they didn't like us and they told the veterinary board on us. And then I didn't sleep for 2 days and had to write a letter saying no. And the lady that called me back was so nice. She was really cool. Like it's no big deal, but you know, it's ridiculous.
No good deed goes
The
unpunished.
government is not taking care of these
Shad, do you have
animals.
cats here?
No?
Yeah, no.
You,
She was looking outside.
you just had a cat run by.
Really?
Yeah.
I've
You did it.
It ran right
never
there.
seen one here.
I was like, what are we looking at?
Squirrel all the
I
time.
don't know. It was,
Was it a really big squirrel in there?
maybe it was a really big squirrel.
Like a really fat
It was fluffy.
Can you see alright?
Oh, I
That's
saw
where I'm
it.
going.
Oh, I saw it. I'm not going, but it was there.
It's not your territory.
Yeah, so we've got the government doing nothing. There's no consequences for people who do. I mean, I think the apartment's the only one that I know of in all these years that we've been doing this that has actually been prosecuted.
Yeah.
And we've seen plenty of cases that should have been prosecuted.
Mhm.
People move, and then people move, leave their cats. The neighbors call us and say, this is what happened, and we say, then you need to file a police report because even though nothing's probably going to happen, it is a crime and it needs to be documented. Plus, that gives us a little bit extra leeway with hold times and stuff like that. If they were truly abandoned, there's a police report that show it.
But
But I don't want to get involved. I don't want to be a problem.
and I don't want to give them the people's
Yeah.
personal information because animal control has to have so many
Have three points of
information.
to make a report.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
which
these
has to
people
usually
don't
come from
wanna
the
do
landlord,
it.
and the landlord won't give it up.
I don't understand, but they want to call us
Yeah.
and ask us to pay for it.
Uh-huh.
Hey, I don't want to participate. I don't want to give you any money to help you. I don't want to assist in anything, but I want you to come and clean up this mess for us.
But we get that often. And we've
It's
had a lot
ridiculous.
of great businesses. Valley Mills current
Oh,
like
They did amazing.
They asked for help and they paid for the help that we provided.
and they have people there
Clark-
taking, helping, and I mean, that's amazing. But,
Clark's
but
paid
that
us
is
to take all
that
to
is
fix all their
not the
cats.
norm.
No. They most businesses call and just want you. They expect that you're just going to either take all the cats and get rid of them, or if you are going to fix them, you're just going to fix them for free. Which is weird because we're providing a service to a business.
Yeah.
Like-
And if they had a colony of rabid squirrels in their attic, they would not call the
Oh,
rabid
yes.
squirrel people
Or
and say, come take care of this for free.
For free.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody would do that. It's just, it's nuts. And my friend Doug, contractor Doug, had said, it's the way that you present yourself.
yeah.
You're presenting yourself as a charity, as a mission. I can't remember the other news. And he's like, so until you start presenting yourself as a service, a pay for service entity, then nobody's going to have that mindset that you need to be compensated for your work. So we've talked about that a lot. How it'd be
then
great
it's
if we
not-
could have the warm and feely side of us, and then the business
But
side where
it's
people call and we
not-
say it's $200 a cat. What
And
do
it's
you want?
not even compensation. It's covering the cost of something that is a problem at your business or your place.
Yeah,
It
it's
is-
a cost of doing business.
Well, I was gonna say it's it's not $100 a cat is great because that is the actual dollars
Yeah.
that we put into that cat.
and if we got
But
that,
at the mill,
throw it.
I was there at 6 in the
Yeah.
morning setting traps. Those traps cost money to maintain. Someone has to wash them. The food
I
that goes in them.
you had to drive over there.
Yeah.
I had to drive over
Yeah.
and pick them up and miss time with Laura in the basement cuddling her. That's a big deal.
Yeah,
I
but
know. We talk about it all the time.
I know.
Every time we call, you're
even
like,
when I'm not
Laura.
there.
During the summer, I was putting over 300 miles on my car that was cats.
Yeah.
Just driving.
Yeah.
And that actually didn't count my feral feeding
Well,
because
so
that's just on
Those
my way.
2 days that I helped, that was just 2 days out of how many of you been there? I had to drive from my house to the mill. I had to drive from the mill to the clinic in Springfield. Then I had to do my other stuff. Then I had to go back and pick them up and bring them back.
Yeah.
That's
Where they then stayed at my house for 5 days,
So-
which means I had to rearrange stuff in my house to
Yeah.
house 5 traps.
all I did was
And-
drive, and I'd say that was 2 hours a day that I did
Mhm.
doing that. Well, I make money when I work sometimes,
Yeah.
so like that's 4 hours that I couldn't work
Or hang out with Laura.
or hang out
Which
with
is
Laura, which is
also
worth
important.
more than
But
what I make
that's
for money.
but like trapping. I mean, even trapping, you're literally sitting there,
Yeah.
doing. And sometimes you can do things on your phone.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do nothing, and it's nice to just sit there and not have to deal with anything other than I found a cat. Can you take it? But yeah, it's the $100 just covers the actual financial piece that we put out, not our gas and our product or our
Our time.
the equipment and our time and the food that goes in the trap, the potty pads that line
Those
them,
traps
the
are not cheap.
rescue spray that we use to clean them. Like,
yeah, and we lose traps
mm-hmm.
in this.
Mhm.
Sometimes one of the board members drives over a trap in an alley, and that trap is squished, and that was terrifying.
I remember that.
God, what if there?
I thought you were gonna
Yeah.
blow a tire. I was more worried about your tire than
I
the
was
trap.
so afraid there was a cat in it, and I couldn't
Oh,
look.
yeah, that would
I
be-
couldn't look at it. I was, oh my gosh, but it was empty, and it was a crappy trap we didn't like.
Did you know that the person whose house we were trapping at is the garbage man for the pet store?
Yeah.
And that he keeps asking Lance if he can come in and see the cats?
D Street?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's your garbage man.
Yep. He's,
He always tells Lance that he knows
says,
us.
says hi.
Yeah.
tells
Does
hi.
he still like us? Because I thought
Yeah.
it didn't end well.
He still likes us.
Okay.
We stopped going because they stopped
helping.
helping, and
we're like,
Yeah.
also
well, they
making
had
it
Pan Luke.
harder.
We got,
Also-
there were sick cats there.
also there was Pan Luke there. So
Yeah.
that's
oh my gosh, man.
that's how I ended up with Pan Luke at my house.
Yeah.
Was because from there.
And that was another example of a realtor who called. And
Yes.
yeah, with one kitten,
Yes.
and that one kitten
yeah, she's like,
turned
there's
into
one kitten. And I get there and I'm like, holy crap, there's cats everywhere.
Yeah, we spent
They're
like 4th of
fleas.
July. Like
Yes,
our
the 4th of July.
So 4th
Oh.
of July is not good for us because 2 years ago, 4th of July, we were just Kayla, myself, and
Josh.
Coastal Kayla and
Yeah.
Josh. We were casually walking
grocery.
grocery outlet in Junction City. I don't even remember what the hell we were doing out there. It had to do with cats. We were getting out of the way early, and then we were gonna scatter. And to be fair, we met Maria, which has been a godsend to the cats in Junction City. She donates every time she asks us for help. She's a superhero for the cats.
Yeah.
But we met her, and we were talking about cats, and it was great. And then all of a sudden, she's like, "Guess what?" And we went, "Oh no!" And she had a bunch of cats in her back porch, which then ended up coming to my bathroom, which then ended up getting Pan Luke, which then got Spatula, and her babies died because of Pan Luke, because I didn't know those ones had Pan Luke, and when I it was a hot
Yeah,
mess.
and
And that
then-
was the 4th of July. And
Yeah,
then
in
we went
2024. And then this year, 4th of July was just Indy. I got Indy on the 4th of July down in Drain. And I knew I was going to come out.
okay,
with a
so
cat. Yeah.
Maria was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
D Street was
Last
last
year.
year, and this year was just Indy, and she's good. Although to be fair, Indy.
Indy.
I mean, he's perfect because he's not perfect, but like that was kind of a mess in the beginning.
Oh, Indy was a lot of time and money
Yeah.
and work. That cat was disgusting.
Yeah.
So gross.
Didn't have Pen Luke though, so that's good.
Ruptured eardrum.
You should
Just
just
a
not.
ruptured eardrum.
We should just close. 4th of July is our.
I'm sorry, we
close.
can't talk to anybody. It's the 4th of July. It's a religious thing.
It's our independence.
It's our day.
Yeah, it's an because we can make a new religion. and it would be celebrated on the 4th of July. You know what? I think it's from the 5th, 3rd through the 5th. Let's just buffer it.
Yeah.
It was a
Make
3-day
sure.
religious holiday, and we can't be talked to at all. So don't talk to me.
How do we explain? I tell people all the time that like 20 hours of my day is spent doing cat stuff. I don't think people like, because I get messages all the time. I know that you're really busy. I'm
Yeah, you
like,
do.
okay, you started with that, so you already know, and then whatever follows with it, there's always something where I'm like, well, there goes my Saturday. Like,
It's
And-
like
and I
when
already
somebody says
know.
no offense.
yeah,
No offense, but
With all due respect,
Yep.
I'm not sure why you're wearing that. You know,
because I grabbed it from my closet.
I'm not talking about you. Well, maybe I don't know.
I expect
My kid
people.
told me I had flabs.
What?
Like,
You told her last night that she had
He was like, "Where are my
labs.
abs?" And I was like, "Oh, I have abs." He's like, "Don't you have flabs?" He's like, he walks in and goes, "Sorry, mom. Sorry, mommy."
You're like, hey, you gave it
He
to
was
me, you little jerk.
He was real quick to apologize.
Wow.
I'm like,
But I'm always baffled that I feel like the people that expect the most are the people that I think
They
that
should know
in
better.
my mind should know. Which is part of the reason when people are like, "Can you give me resources?" Like who else can do TNR? And I was like, "You." Like that's my response, you, because everybody else is like,
I'm gonna have all my clothes off by the end of this.
well, but that's also. I'm not giving you Tony's phone number. I'm not
No.
giving you Crystal's phone number. I'm not giving you Kim's phone number because they're
just
just
as
as
busy.
Yeah, they're just as
okay.
busy.
Yeah, but like we're not giving that information out because go find it. Like
Well,
help
and-
yourself.
and
We're
it's
not drowning
Every
our friends.
Facebook post. Oh, somebody please help that cat. Shut up,
Hair
bitch.
emoji.
You help him.
Prayer emoji.
Oh, that's helpful. Why don't you go do it? Somebody help this cat. You go. Like that dog the other night that I ran out to get. And there's like 4 cars in the road, and the dog is freaking out because there's 4 cars on his property, and he's in an enclosed thing, and there's a light. I think
He's
and
just inside his home.
I'm thinking, I think they just went to dinner and they're coming back. I'm pretty sure they did not tie up their dog next to the feed store. And it was like all this, they did it next to the feed store. And then, of course, they're like, oh my God, please help him. Okay, when you get there, he's like this tall on me. What am I going to do? Go and be like, hey, you want to come home with me? He's probably going to, I'll probably get hurt. Like more than a cat bite hurt. You know, and all these people that are like, go help. You could be the answer. You could be the one to help.
well, like, okay, we're in rescue. Augie brought a dog home. My husband took our dog on a walk, and another dog come running up
I've never had that happen.
and followed them home. And thankfully, that dog was microchipped because, you know, I went home and I was like, oh, I dropped off my kids at school at the bus stop. And I was like, how'd the walk go? And my husband's like, and I was like, that great, did he poop? And he's like, no, look in the backyard. And my dog's out there playing with a golden retriever. And I was like, okay. You know, like, luckily it had a microchip. I had a microchip scanner. I scanned it. I looked it up and I called the company, and that dog went home less than an hour later.
Yeah.
And look what you can do with a little bit of effort. And you know, I have a microchip scanner. If you don't, take it to a vet. Any of them will scan it.
Yeah. Well, we ended up with that big, huge, fluffy dog, but that was our neighbor's. And I think I've had to hit that one twice because it's very clever. It gets out. But that one in the Dollar Tree parking lot, I got a big, like, black lab sized dog.
Mm-hmm.
Dogs are different than cats.
Mm-hmm.
Want to shut up on my
Holy
porch?
cow. Well, I take it home and we realize it's going to kill Clark. Like, this is not going to happen. It was a male, and you know, there was no proper introduction. And I don't have a place to put it. What do I do? So we decide, okay, listen, we're going to put it at the pet store. We'll put it in. Oh, and it like broke the crate or something at our house, didn't it? I mean, it was bad. And so we're like, well, we could just put it in the bathroom at the pet store. If it hurts the drywall a little bit, whatever, we'll fix it. Not a big deal.
Yeah.
We come back. Did the cleaner come in the next day, or was it you? Well, the dog knew how. I mean, it was. We have the push down doorknob,
Yeah.
so he got out right away. And it was just like roaming the aisles. Wasn't it napping in an aisle? It took some stuff off the shelf, had some snacks. Dogs are different.
Break.
So dogs are different. Like, they're super different, and that's why there's dog rescues, and that's why there's cat rescues. And
I love that we can pop up a kennel and be like, that cat's going in there for the
It's fine.
day.
lock it in the
It's good.
bathroom.
Yep.
Put it. It can poop in a box. It's good. But we had named our rescue Feline Good Animal Rescue, not Cat Rescue, because we wanted to keep that open.
Yeah.
And so many times we tried to do litters of puppies, or like those 2 basset hounds that I wanted to get. What is
There's a
that?
whole.
You
But
guys
the-
done a bunny.
We did a bunny. Oh.
Oh, we did. I remember that bunny.
And then we had it at the store and at an adoption event. This lady's like, I don't know, but should that rabbit have water and hay?
It's here for a couple of hours.
It's here for 2 hours, lady. Would you like to take it home? Stop it. Just quit. But the whole dog rescue. I wouldn't want to do it. They're too destructive. I mean, cats are bad, but dogs can do things and they can damage. But I think what's really cool is when you find somebody who is in one rescue, but then will come over. And I'm thinking about Nicole.
Nicole. I was just going to talk about Nicole.
Nicole is nuts. That woman is crazy.
She put a puppy on a mom cat, and that thing that was so cute.
Well, I walked out the door at my house. What was it like? It happened like 4 or 5 months ago. It was early summer, and there's a dog in my front yard. And I'm like, oh my god, I never found a dog. I found a dog. And I'm like, I gotta find a leash. What am I doing? And it was like, what if it's in your house? And I'm like, no. You'll get murdered. Reginald will kill
It was
you.
a little dog. Or a big
No,
dog?
no, it was
it was
a
a big
good
dog.
sized dog. And so I found a leash and I tied him up, and he's like, what are we gonna do? And I was like, we're gonna call Nicole.
Yeah, what do we do?
So I scanned it and it had a chip, and I called Nicole and she was like, "You're just gonna bring me a dog?" And I'm like,
What am I supposed
"What
to
do
do?
other people do? Just bring you a dog? Why can't I bring you a dog? We're
Yeah.
friends." And so I loaded the dog up, and he was jazzed for that car ride. And so we went to Nicole's office, and she made some phone calls, and ultimately found out like the dog really didn't have an owner.
Oh no.
So Nicole still has it's Bernie,
But
it's her dog.
But didn't she can't? She
Yeah, she
chose
kept
to
it.
keep it because
Yeah.
it was.
She
She
just
loved
loved
it.
it so much. That's Bernie.
Okay, but that's
so
that's
how
what we
many-
call a foster fail.
That's a Jackie dumped on you fail.
Hey, people do it to us all the time.
Well, Nicole's fault that I have that neurotic dog because Nicole sent a text message to Jackie with a picture of a little basset hound saying, "Do you know anybody who likes bassets as much as Tara?" And Jackie's
You're
like, "Why
yeah,
don't you just
Tara."
ask her?"
we know.
And so then you sent the picture to me. I was like, "Oh my god!" I was freaking out. And I bet Laura, and Nicole were probably ready to murder me because I was like, "When is it coming? When is she coming? When is she coming? What's her name? What's this?" And I'm like freaking out, you know. And they're like, "We don't even know if we're getting." And we go, "Yeah, you are. Let's get her." And then I'm like, "I want to adopt her." And Laura would not acknowledge me. She just kept ignoring me. I'm like, "I'd like to foster her." She immediately sent me the foster application. I'm like, what is why? I don't know what's happening here. Whatever. And then I was like, what time is the van going to be? What, you know? And I'm like, and then Nicole gets her off the bus, and I'm like, and I'm like, listen, and Nicole's like, she can't be put on the ground. We have to give her vaccines. Let's get her in your car. But so that's her fault. And
Hey,
Vivian
she gave you a
is-
dog. You gave her a dog.
Yeah, we're even.
What was
or
it? Even
everything
one
was
one?
great with the 3 that I had, and then Vivian came, and oh, jeez. Anyway,
Every
but
time we talk about doing dogs, we're not good at it. Like we're not really good at it because 2 or 3 times now they've been giving away puppies or like selling them for really cheap in the parking lot, and we are like on it.
yeah,
But every time I'm like, I'm gonna call my friends. I'm talking to them about their dogs. I'm like, these things are cute, and I'm like, I need to call my roommates. And so I like video call like Nicole and Azalea with Lucky Paws, and I get them all on there, and I'm like, you guys, I'm looking at getting these puppies really cheap, and they're like, and they're like, or first of all, they'll be like, oh my god, they're so cute. How old are they? What are they? And I'm like, they're this, and I'm like, Jess, we're gonna get some puppies, and they're like, nope. And Azalea will just like hang up. She's like, I'm out, and I'm like, what the hell? And I gotta get a hold of Nicole, and she's like, I'll be right down there, and she gets there, and she's like, and I'm like, what's happening? But I thought that's how we do this, because there's kittens right there. You just be taking those kittens, but not with the dogs.
yeah, they're more selective.
And
about
they're
it.
well, it's because they're like, yeah, so those things are already $250 to fix. Like, so
Yeah.
they're already going, that thing's 40 pounds.
Yeah.
It's a breed that we don't know what the hell it is. We don't know what
It's a
sickness
pit
it has. It's a pit bull.
Like, you know, there's a pit bull.
Something, and they're like, you're going to be 500 into that thing before you even
Well-
get to adopt it, and no one's going to adopt a 10-month-old puppy for $800
Well,
or
the
whatever.
other problem too is the minute we step our feet into something else, our requests are gonna fly through the freaking roof, and we can
I
barely
really
keep
did
up with
want
them.
those 2 basset hounds from.
Okay, that
South
was different. We probably
California.
just kept them, so it wouldn't.
I would have just kept them.
Yeah,
we don't know it.
So that
Unless
would
they
have been
didn't
an
like
issue.
cats.
But they were young enough. You can always figure that out.
Yeah, but
Okay.
so how many litters has Nicole fostered for us now?
2, 3.
Three.
That's it?
Three.
I thought she'd had a few more.
No.
1, 2.
I think this is her 3rd.
This is her 3rd,
But-
maybe her 4th.
Remember after her first litter, she was just like, people are
Because she was
weird.
doing it she was pulling them in occasionally on her own.
Yeah,
And
2
then
summers
she's
ago
like,
she asked to borrow a
"Hey."
kitten trap, and I was like,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
She hasn't given it back yet.
Right, but
She's like, every
didn't
time I
she
turn
just think
around.
people are so stupid? This is so dumb.
Yeah,
Cat rescue
yeah.
is insane.
She's like, they're everywhere. You just go out and get
and we're
them.
thinking, dog rescue is so dumb. Why would you? That's
I
a lot.
But they
I
don't
won't do
because people ask all the time, how long do we have to foster? And I'm like, I don't
Until the cat
know
gets
until the
adopted.
cat gets adopted, which
Can
I
be
mean, Wanda
very
was
quick.
with me for 4 years. Like Jolene, we
Wanda peed
thankfully
in
Lily adopted Jolene.
Yeah.
Wanda peed in your stove burners.
Wanda peed in my stove burners.
But she doesn't do that in her
She
new
doesn't
house,
do it in
right?
her house,
She does not
so,
do that in her new
Didn't you
house.
put bowls
Yeah.
I put bowls over it, and
where
eventually
yours?
I now have a
You
top
have to buy her
cover
a new
that's
stove.
it's a piece of
Not until she has
no, it's a big piece of wood
Yeah.
that is the size of my stovetop that sits on there.
Yeah.
And the
Well-
burners aren't in there because I'm also fearful that if the burners aren't on there, someone's gonna
Yeah.
hit the button and then we burn down our house.
Oh, you mean
But,
like
yeah.
Richard at my house? Oh,
You mean Dick?
yeah.
Yeah.
After the Christmas party, the employee Christmas party,
I
Jim
know.
went downstairs, screams at me while I'm asleep, and I'm like, what's happening? But he hit the bottom of the stairs right as the microwave exploded across the room, and the flames went up the wall of the kitchen. And luckily, it was just that one wall, and the cabinets are cheap crap anyway, so we didn't have to file an insurance claim. But it cost, I don't know, like $2,500 to do the cabinets, and then $5,000 for a new stove to replace my $800 stove, because I really just wanted the really nice one. But yeah, he lit a gas stove on fire somehow, and we had left the pizza boxes on top of it, not knowing that wasn't a good idea. I never thought about that, and he could have burned our house down. You know,
Yeah.
that's a whole different segment for another day. All the
Somebody else
damage
at
cats have
another
done.
rescue, we won't name their name. Their upstairs bathroom was used for kittens. We turned on the water faucet and flooded their entire bathroom. And they're currently trying to remodel it without the partner.
Yeah, did she not tell her
Yes.
whatever he is? Yeah.
Yeah.
But that stuff's like,
How does he not know that it didn't come to the ceiling?
that person lives in, like, she lives in the house, the partner lives in the barn. There's like a little studio or something out there. So they're not really like in the house all the time. I don't know. But
Like,
it's
that's
working.
like a great
Whatever's
setup.
happening, it's working.
Jim,
Jim.
Are you gonna go move back to the back
you
house?
move into Gramsters?
You can have all the kittens you want. Then he can have all the kittens. he
No,
wants.
he can't have over 10 because we like to
Oh,
follow
yeah.
rules and
Yeah,
we don't
that's
break
true.
the rules with the state.
That's true.
Uh-oh. Don't say that over there.
So,
Lily.
as we wrap up, you're going to go home and take care of sick kid.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go
I'm
trap
gonna
a
go
kitten,
find
hopefully.
some food because
I'm
Road Rash.
hungry.
Road Rash is going to a foster.
I'm so
so
excited to find
excited
about
for
him so
him.
badly because he deserves it.
And then I do need to go find.
Did
my
we order
kitten.
that Roz food that Jackie asked for more of?
I went and grabbed the cans from
There was
Springfield.
10 at Springfield.
Oh,
and
nice.
so I brought them here.
And he actually ate. Somebody donated a Dr. Elsie's limited ingredient something, which I've been going through all the like single
That one.
protein whatever.
I'm going to go finish staging a house.
Nicole,
I want
did you happen to notice that one of the kittens that I sent you that was a boy actually is a girl? Swear to God, this is why I don't do kittens, you guys.
You can't tell.
One of them is all crusty on their space. This is dumb. Why do you guys do cats?
Well,
I
we
don't
ask
have-
ourselves that every day.
I don't have an answer.